did the whole mastering and that for
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
like
That's
the
what I'm
whole
saying though. He didn't do like
upsell to
movies
4K.
do. Like they didn't do like movies do where they go, oh, here's a Blu-ray copy and here's a 4K version. Like they kind of
I'm pretty
upscale it.
sure it was shot
He's
in
he's
a
done
very high resolution originally.
yeah, but then they can only output at 4K. But that's why he's gone over and touched everything up. So then it's
No,
in 4K.
1080p back
1080,
then,
yeah, yeah,
but this
1080.
one they're using closer to the source.
Yeah, so you could actually get a 4K, a natural 4K.
I don't have that collector's edition. I
Unless
kind
that's
of
what he's
want
saying, he's saying. Unless
it.
that's what he was saying, he did see the old version remastered. But I'm like, again, most of them is output in 4K these days. Like they've been doing it the last 5 years, something like that. So
Still,
just
that's if the movie supports it as well.
oh, most of them
Because
do.
there's still the majority are 1080p still.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how we get the 4K copies. Because then there's like natural, actual 4K, and that's the
Oh,
hard
you
part
don't get the
because you've
upscale.
got the upscales as well. So there's a big difference. So that's the tricky part. Hot dog. Oh,
So
fucking
what's in
hell.
the collector's edition for Avatar? Is it the 3D Blu-ray combo, same as normal,
I
or
think so. Oh, it was just extended stuff, a bunch of extra bonus scenes and behind the scenes
I want it?
making and doohickeys.
What's the fucking one? I don't even know what the fuck it is.
I has beer. Have you got your beverages, sir? Have you got anything you're drinking tonight?
I have indeed.
What have you got?
That's that's what I was doing. I got tea.
Hey, where you go?
I got tea.
You got tea?
Tea. I got tea.
Tea, Robert, tea.
I found it. It was hidden. I'd be lied. It's not just a slip sleeve.
Slip sleeve. Slip
This is
soft
one
that.
that I've got. One of the
Oh, you got one of those ones, the 3D cover one.
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I think
And
I've
it's
got.
weird because it comes
I think I have two
with
copies of
three
Avatar.
copies of the fucking movie.
I think I own two copies. Is that both Blu-ray and DVD?
Blu-ray and DVD. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the Blu-ray and 3D on one, Blu-ray and the
Mm.
normal DVD there.
I think I own two copies of Blu-ray.
That's a
I'm not too
nine.
sure.
They still no, it's all on one.
No, I'm saying what I've got. I think I own two copies on Blu-ray.
Oh,
Like
I
I
thought
literally
yeah,
own
yeah.
two. Yeah.
Surprised they could fit that on there. To be
For the
fair,
type of film it was, they break. But
like the Blu-ray and the 3D on the one disc.
yeah.
How
Oh,
compressed
actually,
that would have been.
it's like a weird mode thing kind of thing how they did back then. I think.
I know a lot of movies did it. Like they had the Blu-ray and the 3D on the one.
Because I know there's
Like
someone.
I got a lot of their movies.
Because there was some on Blu-ray where they were on the one disc, you could actually flick the mode. So while you're watching, you'd be like 3D, and it would turn on the mode to 3D, and then you could turn it back off while you're watching it. It's weird.
Right?
But then later on they made actually two different films. So you'd get up to the menu, you can choose to play the normal version or the 3D version. And then they separated discs and were like, let's just add more discs to your set. So here's a Blu-ray copy, here's a 3D Blu-ray copy, here's a DVD, and while we're at it, have a digital code. You're like, fucking calm down. How many movies do I need on this? Like, that's why you'd end up
It's
noticing.
more of
Because have you ever noticed
that.
when you went to cashies or something like that, and what people would do, this would be
Huh?
because I used to cashier hunt a
Oh,
lot,
cash converters.
and people would like fucking they'll just like keep the Blu-ray or whatever, and they'll trade in like the 3D copy. So you'd go through and you'll see the copy, and they'll either black it out on the top up the top, or they'll cut it out on the cover. They'll
That's
cut out the
filthy.
Blu-ray copy, and because they couldn't advertise selling it secondhand, that it had it no longer had the fucking the Blu-ray copy, so they had to either scribble it out or
That's
cut it off the
filthy
thing,
though.
and then just sell the 3D copy because like, hey, you don't need it, so people would buy them, sell it to someone else, get half their money back, and then just keep the Blu-ray without a case. It's like, what the fuck? But
That's
crazy.
fucking dirty.
But I got my drink. You get your drink there. You're all sorted. I just want to make sure you're sorted because I've already started. I've already been going. So I might as well just fucking say
Yeah, because
it.
I've got like probably like 40 fucking 3D movies, and they're all have on the one disc. Like you got
Yeah.
3D Blu-ray, 3D
Yeah.
Blu-ray. It's like
Yeah. But with that, anyway. But
because you can pick out the start when you put in the disc. It's like the dick. You put in the disc. It's like Do you want 3D or Blu-ray? And
Bro,
you
I
pick
would love
whatever.
to put in my dick and be like, what do you want to choose? 3D or Blu-ray?
Even made that 50 Shades of Grey.
Anyway,
Um,
with that intro rolling in of 5 minutes, whatever the fuck's going on here, I'm not counting times. Might as well get on into it. What's up, bearders and beardettes? Welcome back to another fine episode of the Beardy Bros Podcast. Everyone's like, woo! You're like, what?
yeah, 'cause you're going, what?
We always know every
I'm like,
episode's
what?
different. Every episode's different. It's been a big
It's a
day.
bit bone.
It's been a bit of a day for me, so I'm like, ugh. Got my beers. I got Great Northern,
Yes.
but I've got the blue one because it's zero alcohol.
Not sponsored.
I'm going nice and easy. I'm not going crazy this weekend, so I've got
We
some.
give so many things free promotion.
Yeah, I know. I'm drinking Great Northern zero alcohol, full taste. You know, I'm advertising Great Northern now. I wanted to have a nice.
That's what the blue bar is.
Yeah, so it's the
I
zero.
haven't seen the blue bar before.
I was down the
And
bottom.
that is why. Because it's...
I mean, you can technically buy these from Coles and Woolworths, but I was down the Bodlow and I was like looking, I was tossing up, and I was like standing there thinking, do I want to have alcohol where I can drink like maybe one or two because my gut's gonna get upset, or do I want to just be like, yeah, let's go. We could go zero, and I could just like drink the whole fucking 6-pack, and my stomach will feel fine. So I was like, I don't know how I want to go yet.
And
so...
on the sixth one, oh!
I know, I was tossing up because it's just tossing up sometimes because it's like, do I want to get tipsy? Do I want to have alcohol? Do I want to get tipsy? Do I want to start feeling a little bit drunk? Or do I just want to have a
Getting
nice...
that buzz is amazing though. Like you just can't get nothing else like it.
And that's what I mean. But
Like when
sometimes,
you've
like,
had a 6-pack, and you're just like,
yeah. I mean,
It's like-
technically, I've got a bit of a placebo of that going on, which is great. My brain's thinking
oh, because
that.
you think you're drinking a...
Yeah. But I'm not feeling the full effects, so I'm feeling great. Like it's giving me the euphoria, the serotonin releasing, where I'm
Euphoria?
feeling. Yeah, like I feel like I'm there, but I'm not there, and it's great to not feel
It's
exactly.
like when you poop and you got poop euphoria.
Yeah, when you had that big poop and you're like,
But
like it just feels great. Like that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like, I mean, it's been a big day, so it's like, yeah, and this doesn't taste too
Like-
bad. So
ah,
I don't have much money this week, so I was like, this is cheap. So otherwise,
and I still can't afford that. So good times. It's fucking Dragon Ball.
Yeah, you got your big collection on the way, have you?
That comes next week,
Yeah,
Monday, I think.
I know you're buying them
I'm
before.
keen.
You're buying them individually, and then you're like, oh fuck, here's the whole set. Because how many did you
I'm
get?
lucky I didn't buy any.
Because how many did you buy? Didn't you buy a couple? In the
didn't buy
steelbooks, didn't
any.
you? You didn't end up getting them?
No, I got the Dragon Ball Z
Yeah.
1 to 10,
Yeah.
and that was it. Because no, we were looking for Dragon Ball Super for ages at JB.
Yeah.
Did the fucking collections? It was like they don't have the first collection, so it's pointless getting any.
Yeah.
He looked online. It's like no one has them.
And then they're
Sanity, no. eBay, they're probably like $100, which fuck that. And it's like, you had to wait for the box set. There's like the collector editions there for like 200. I'm like, that's not bad. And then I'm like, steelbooks
Yeah,
for 275. I was like, yeah, fucking get that.
for that little bit extra
And I'm
steel.
like, I'm broke now.
Yeah, I want to get it. I want to maybe wait when I've got some money back up, maybe Afterpay it or something. Treat
It
myself.
might be quick because remember, because I said they were there, then they were gone. They weren't on the page at all. And then I went, oh fuck. And then I went back a few days later and went, oh, they're back. Bye. I'm like, no, don't leave me again.
Because everyone's getting onto it, see? So, it's one of those
Not
things.
that, but they're very limited because they're not from here.
Oh, yep.
They're imported from Europe.
Yep. That's what I was going to say, though. That's been happening a lot lately, hasn't it? Because if you notice,
Only
like...
for certain things.
Well, it's been happening with games lately. Like, Goat Sim was, like, imported from Europe. Freaking Ghostbusters was
Only the
imported from
collector
Europe.
editions, though. That's the weird
Yeah,
part.
that's what I'm saying. It's very weird that things have been happening like that lately. Usually we get, like, versions for us, but lately it's been all imported. It's not a bad thing, but it's just
But
strange.
my Goat Sim is. It's got our rating and all on there, but yours hasn't. Like,
Yeah, it had the sticker on
I guess
it.
it's maybe the PC.
Like, on there, it has it. A sticker. To show that it's...
Oh.
But then when I go like
Wait.
that... Well, actually, no, it's not on that one. It's if I take that one off the front. If I peel it off, I can peel it off right now.
Mine's on the actual outside.
See, mine's a sticker.
Mine's on the actual.
Now I've peeled half of it off, not half of
Is
it.
it on the box? No.
Mine has Peggy info on mine.
And this has just M mature themes and
They put an
went
M
to
sticker
almost
over it.
platinum, and I'm happy about that.
Mine's
I don't have to
Peggy
play it
18,
again.
Peggy 18, Peggy 15, Peggy 15,
Peggy,
Peggy
Peggy
12,
15.
Peggy 12. It's on the back. I'm having so much
I don't
fun.
have that. I've
Yeah,
just
so
got
you
that.
actually got that. You actually got the actual rating. That's weird.
I got like an Aussie version, I think.
Yeah, that's strange.
Goat.
Maybe that's why I'm the goat butt.
No, it's not the actual goat there.
I know, but
Like
I'm
goat.
saying you can see the
It
goat
says
butt.
goat. But yeah, those trinkets, man. I swear to God,
I know.
I'm using a guide, a video guide.
Wait,
It's
did you see
like,
that one the one mission I did when I went in? Did you when you're watching and there was like 5 or 6 trinkets on the table? Yeah, I opened
no.
up like the secret door thing, hit the button, went
Secret
upstairs,
door.
and there was like 6 trinkets in this one room, and you're like, yes, and you just collect them all, and it's like ding 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 ding.
Oh,
It was in
don't worry. I seen the thing that I told you about, the pink boxes.
yeah. I was scared at first, but then I realized there's so many more because I collected all 40 of them. There's more than 40 in that area, so if you were to lose them, you can still find more.
Yeah, you just need the 40. That's
Yeah,
about it.
because
Which
once I
I went
did
the
that,
whole fucking neighborhood trying to get them. It's like, where the fuck are they?
because once I did that mission, and I went
Did you
back
go
and I was running
straight
this
from the
area.
house?
No, I went all over the place.
No, I mean, did you go straight forward? Like you went up the little hill in front of the house and turned left? No, right.
Oh, I think so.
And you got the house you can shrink, and you're like a
Yes,
little.
the shrink that scared the shit out of me. That scared me because I
Did
was
you
like,
lick?
cause I was trying to find what
did you lick the little
my
house?
no, I couldn't find it. It disappeared.
What? It just shrunk down the
I
bottom of the.
it's there's like a pile of crap there, and it's I guess buried under it.
Oh, maybe you got to go back to it then.
Yeah, I gotta go back
So I
and have a
think
look.
mine did the same thing.
But no,
Because you
I
actually
didn't.
get an achievement to lick it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was trying to figure out what my bam button was, and I was trying to find it, and I was like pressing things. I was pressing my whole keyboard. I figured it was one, and when I pressed it, it just went. I was like, "Oh shit!" It scared
Yeah.
the shit out of me. Did you do the nuclear bomb? Did you do that?
Fallout
The fallout? Yeah, yeah. That
from
was
the
kind of fun.
tower and it's like, don't
Yeah.
push it.
You can get it. Was
Oh,
it 80?
fuck.
It sucks though. You couldn't do the other measurements because I tried doing the other ones. And once you've done it, you've already done it.
No, it's all just the one. Like, no matter what you put in, it's only the one thing.
Oh, because when I flicked it to 2020, I saw it nuke out in the water, and then I had to scroll to 8080, and then it nuked on the up the hill. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, because I looked at a thing for it and it's all just the one thing. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because I saw the nuke go off. I see it come flying in, and hit the water, and there's like a little nuclear cloud in the water. It was kind of funny.
I'm guessing it actually detonated then.
Mm.
Maybe I
And
did
then-
see that, just didn't see it.
Yeah, but have you Have you gone back to there and knocked the people into that hole? The people. So if you go up to that area where that crater is, of when you blow up the nuclear bomb.
Knock the people in the hole.
So you blew up the bomb, right? Yeah.
Oh.
You went over there, hit the button,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you blew it up. There's that big crater there. So if you knock people into that crater, they start mutating. They start
Into
growing.
super mutants.
They start growing extra limbs.
Oh,
So you have they grow it like out of their head, anywhere there's
Is
a
that how it
joint.
goes in Fallout?
I don't know, but wherever there's a limb on a person, like anywhere there's a joint, so like shoulders, elbow, wrist, head, like any of those points, a limb will grow out of it.
It's like you grow an arm right there, it's like, nyeh.
There's
Or a leg.
plenty of people that have had like foots grow out of their arm or elbow. There's like foots and legs coming out and extra arms coming out from like their shoulder. And like a dude
I
grew
want
an
to try
extra...
that then.
Yeah, yeah. So I kept hitting people, and when they crawl out, so you knock them in there once, they'll grow one limb. You pull them out, you knock them back in the hole again, they'll grow another limb.
Or only twice then, or
Well, I didn't do it any more times than that to each person, but
keep fucking doing it, keep licking them out. And
yeah, it
dunk,
was funny
dunk,
as because I was like,
dunk.
why is all these people getting limbs? I was like, why? Because this mailman come by and he's like, and I'm like, why has he got an extra limb? And I was like, wait a second, because I like clicked it, like my gears were clicking. I was like, wait a second, I think I know what's going on here. So I started hitting other people in.
Radiation.
Yeah, they were getting radiation poison
Yeah.
from the center of the explosion. So you just keep knocking people into it.
But I don't think it does that in Fallout though, does it? Because you blow up the town.
Not necessarily, but I think that's the idea. Is the old story was
Maybe
you
it
know,
does because you don't go back.
Well, remember the joke with radiation was always like, oh, if you got high dose of radiation, you're gonna grow extra limbs. Like that was the joke. And they
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima. But the
Is it-
amount
is-
of references in that game
Am I
is
getting that right?
crazy.
Hiroshima.
You did the what about the ballerinas with the tornado?
That was you just lick him in the or you headbutt him and they go in the fucking turbo mode.
That tornado's moved to the other part of the island now.
It's going across the whole. It goes across to wherever you are on the whole
Yeah,
map.
yeah, because where I was originally when I first did it, it stayed in that little first area where you activate it on this track, and then because I progressed up further on the hill, the tornado had moved up further on the part of the city, and it's
That's
actually
why I
going to the
said
main
don't
part.
do that before the boxes because that'll take your boxes out of the fucking garage.
Yeah, I realized that. I was like, thank God I completed that before I did that, because I would like, that would have really fucked me over.
Not really. Like you can put a car in front of the garage and
Yep.
they don't fly out then or something. But like,
But I was like, thank God, like that was just. It
imagine
was
you're off on an
ridiculous.
adventure. It's like all your boxes are gone. Like
You
oh
see you
fuck.
see the market go from like 40, like almost 40 back down to 20. You're like, no.
Well, I
Oh,
must say that is the most tedious fucking thing in the whole
yeah.
game.
But it's just crazy though the amount of references they've squeezed into that game with the
There's
missions and like side quests and
19 big ones and a fuck ton of little ones. Like
there's
there's it.
a lot.
Well, there's Pennywise dancing in the sewer.
I haven't.
I found him.
Yep.
I headbutted him and he multiplied.
Like so I mean, like there's like references and then there's outfits that are references and like different. There's all kinds of things. I'm
Yeah,
amazed.
you get the Fallout. What's it called? The shelter suit.
Vault
when you detonate the
55.
bomb. Yeah, the Vault
Like that's pretty
55.
cool. I was like, damn.
Why
That
55 though?
just random. They just went with a random number.
There must be a reason.
Or the Vault 55 is full of goats, maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
You find out it's like an Elder Scroll. No, not Elder Scrolls. Fucking Fallout. Like you go into a like, let's say Fallout 5, and you
Vault
find
55.
Vault 55, and it's full of like
Goats.
it's full of pilgrims.
All the pilgrims. Oh my god.
Can you imagine that? Like, fuck's sake.
That would be funny.
But then there's no doubt that we're thinking of something.
Yeah.
Or there's a goat with the Vault 55 on there or something.
And just go there,
chilling
there's
the
just one
wasteland.
goat. There's just one goat. It's an empty vault, and there's just one goat in there. Just in there, just.
One goat in this whole fucking vault. Because them vaults are massive.
Could be just a
Very
demanded
linear,
vault.
though. Like, you think these vaults are massive, but you only access certain areas, which is a straight line, really.
Yeah.
It's like, give us free. It's a fucking open world game. Give us free roam of like a full vault.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Put some rad roaches in there. Put some super mutants in there. They've got in
Sometimes.
there. Or
Sometimes they do.
rad roaches are pricks.
Roaches.
I got killed by those when I first played Fallout.
Yeah,
'Cause-
that is wild.
In Fallout 3, I think it was. That's the first one I played. That game was amazing. Shit now, in comparison. Every area is loaded in. Like, every fucking room, you gotta, like, go through a loading screen. And it's like, I can't play this not in 2022.
Well, I was gonna say though, you've seen we know this week now. Is it this week it dropped the Witcher update?
What? The what?
The Witcher update.
Oh, yeah, I've got it here. Yeah,
Next
it came
gen.
out a couple of days ago.
Do you know? I don't know if you've been following
100
the info with that's been happening. There's a something kind of interesting that connects both that and Cyberpunk together now.
Really?
So there's a secret Easter egg quest thing like people have been trying to puzzle in Cyberpunk that no one's. It's still got. Apparently, there's like this mystery thing. There's like these little kind of like digital hieroglyph kind of things, and it's been like a little tease puzzle thing people have been trying to solve for ages, and no one's been able to solve it yet. In the new update for The Witcher, they've got more of that happening now in The Witcher. So like I guess they're trying to like because people haven't been able to solve it with the clues properly in that. I think they put it now in that to try and give more clues to try and get people to solve to make it kind of bounce between the two. Go like here's this little thing. You're like oh wait, and then that part connects to this
Yeah,
part.
because they're
and
not
then
connected, though, because they're
No.
two complete different things.
But that's
so
cool
It
that
makes
they're-
sense why they're trying to get some more hints into
Yeah.
what it is in their other.
Yeah.
It might be in the Witcher remake too, then maybe.
So I'm like that's kind of cool
If
to
it's
like.
not solved by
They're
then.
not exactly in the same universe, but they're connecting with a bigger puzzle. Like it's more of a bigger picture thing going on. It's not
Yeah.
just like, and that's kind of cool. It's just like
It's
here's like a
an
mystery you gotta solve.
overall.
Yeah, through the franchises kind of thing. Like kind of if they were to make another game of different, in their franchise, then they could chuck something in there. Like it's kind of cool to do.
Can you
something like
imagine having Geralt just stumble across V, just like What the fuck?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Like
But
you've got
like,
V in his like whatever car they've got, then you got fucking Geralt on Roach.
just yeah. I know it's crazy, but yeah, I was like, that's interesting that they've gone and done something like that, done a little puzzle, like they've Easter egg puzzle, like carrying it across
Have,
their franchises.
have
I like
you
that. That's fun.
have you seen some of the gameplay of that Witcher update? They've changed
I
everything.
haven't seen it, but I have heard
The
that it's supposed to
camera
be a
and
lot more.
everything.
Okay.
The camera's now you're more left, so you got the whole area in front to see now.
Oh,
It's
so
not
it's
like you're
more.
in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting.
It's more of a modern, even though it was modern like 2015, but like the game's not even that old, and
Yeah.
they've changed every fucking thing.
Be interesting to check out
They've just
on
made it
PC.
better in the right ways though,
Yep. I think they guess they
and it's also
learnt.
free because they made up trying to make up for the cyberpunk stuff.
Yeah. They
I
learned
mean, you
from
shouldn't have
Cyberpunk.
to because they put so much effort into this Witcher thing. Like updated all the textures, the
Yeah.
resolution. They've added new actual quests and everything. Like there's
Well, that's
actually
actually
more
help from
gameplay.
the modders as well because they hired all those modders and
Hmm.
stuff to help them. So I guess they got feedback from actual gamers because these modders would be actual gamers, not just like, oh, we like to make mods for fun. Like those ones that do that, you know. So they would have gone, okay, what do you think we should
And
do? And they've gone, do this, do this, do this, and actually got
I'm not sure
actual
about the
input.
AI though.
That's what, and I feel like that's what more game companies need to do. It's like you've got people that are
Well,
making games that
Bethesda
play
has.
games, but you need to actually talk to people properly and get them on board to get actual input of what you should be doing. You know.
Or not, if you can't get them on board, just take their ideas and just run with them. Like,
Mm.
well, prob- probably give them some compensation for that. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, or if not, you don't really have to. But it's like if it makes the game better, do it.
Yeah. Because modders are always trying to
Because
improve games anyway.
look at Doom Eternal. They took criticism from like what didn't work in 2016,
Yeah.
and they made it bigger and better for
Yeah.
Doom Eternal. Like,
And that's exactly it. And modders are always bigger ones that always like to try and fix any of the bugs that they find anyway. That's what a lot of modders do. They go, well, this didn't work, or this needed this, or this textures need to be sorted here. And they do that. They improve the game. So it's great to see them, you know, improve stuff. So,
sometimes good, sometimes bad. Like,
Mm.
it goes either way. It depends on the game, and depends what they put in there.
yeah.
Like some of those fucking Skyrim mods are horrible.
Hmm.
It's like, thank fuck they didn't listen to those people.
But it's cool that like there's modders out there that were actually trying to do sustainable things, like made multiplayer
Yeah.
for Skyrim. Like that's an actual advancement, and it works across the board. It apparently works really well in VR as well.
Maybe Elder Scrolls 6 might have co-op.
Like that would
Who
be cool to
knows?
actually have like a normal game and not like 76 and make it weirdly multiplayer only exclusive. 'Cause that was very
76 is good now, but it took like what 3 years?
and it very well. It seemed to very heavily like base upon the multiplayer aspect, not being able to like
Yeah,
here's a
but they
multiplayer
released
game.
that way too early.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Because now it's fucking near perfect. It's like this is what it should have been at launch.
And that's what I'm saying though. The concept was
But like,
it was going. They went with the okay. You're gonna be playing this game with your friends. It's like what about those that don't play a game like that but by themselves, that may
Well,
want to
you
interact with
could.
other people, but like it was. The game was very dependent on you playing with your friends. Like that's how 76 was. It was like
but also you can not do PvP, but sometimes it
no,
was
no, no. That's what I'm
broken.
saying though. Not the PvP something. Like the game wanted it to be a living game, so other people you'd come across other players, but it was dependent on you playing with your friends. It was
Yeah,
going,
some
oh,
of
you
those
didn't play
enemies
with
were
one
OP.
people or two people, you know, and you meant to go do stuff together. Like that's what they were trying to say. Like the game's meant to be holding hands with other people, which is like,
Yeah.
why make a game like that? Well, you want to be able to people to be single and go in and do the stuff singly, you know, not to be dependent that they needed a friend to play with. You know, not everyone wants to play with friends. Like, yeah, okay, you come across with other players, that's perfectly fine. But you know what I mean? There's some people just want to play by themselves
Yeah.
and do the stories by themselves, not being like,
Well,
oh, I need help with this.
a Bethesda game is meant to be solo. Like,
Yeah, and that's why it was very weird that they went multiplayer because they came off ESO, which again, at first was you could do that solo. You didn't need
that
friends
is
to play with,
actually
but you could
how
squad up.
an online game is meant to be.
And then they went
the Elder
76.
Scrolls
And
Online.
that was the worst part. It's like they did ESO, which worked because you could do solo or play with friends. And it was a heavy online game, but you had quests, you had people you could talk to. But then they had this, and it was just like,
Now look at it.
like what the fuck do you do? Like 76 was just they went backwards. It's like, how do you go backwards when you're already going forwards with one game, but then backwards with the other? Like it made no sense.
I wouldn't
There
say
was no-
backwards. It kind of didn't do anything new.
Well, because like I mean, SO had the NPCs. You actually had characters you could talk to, and they had the dialogue. Then they had no NPCs in this. Like, what the fuck? Like, it was okay.
Yeah, that was bullshit. Like you had to get the audio tapes to get
Yeah.
lore and shit. It's like, nah.
That's what I'm saying though. It's like, why have one game that had NPCs and then another game that doesn't? I was like, that's
That's
weird.
because the game was way too early.
Yeah.
Because now look at it, there's NPCs, there's everything that it should have had.
Mm. And you can play it now by yourself. It works better. You can actually have that option now. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, because
it's wild.
they, I don't blame Bethesda for it though. I blame the fans really,
Yeah.
because they want it ASAP. Like they
Yeah.
want their game as quick as possible, and you get shit like Fallout 76.
And that's why now look at like freaking Elder Scrolls 6, like how long it's been taking to get that out.
That's why I can't. I can wait another decade for that if it means it's going to be good.
So yeah.
I can wait another 10 years easily for another Fallout or Elder Scrolls or anything by them really.
Well, we got Starfield, but that's
That's
a couple of years.
I don't
It's been
think
like
it's
6 years. What, 5 years? 6 years? How long is that?
I think yeah.
So
That's not coming out next year.
delayed.
I mean, it'll.
I think it
They
honestly
haven't got a
needs,
release
I
window
personally,
yet.
I believe it still needs delays. It still needs time to bake.
I
Personally,
reckon it'll be midway through, or God forbid, it's gonna launch at the end of the year with Spider-Man.
yeah, I was gonna say that's coming out. The fall window, so September through to November.
September to December. You've got a fucking window there, and
I reckon when did the last Spider-Man come out? Was that end of year?
about. Let me have a look. I think it
When
was
the first one?
April actually, or May.
Because when did 2018 drop? When did the Miles Morales one drop?
Spider-Man 2018 was September 7. Okay, so
And then when was Miles? When did Miles drop?
Spider-Man. Oh, that was early.
When was that?
Miles was remember for the launch, really.
Yes, I'm trying to remember. When was that?
Oh no, November 12th. Okay.
Okay, so somewhere between those then.
I thought it was start of
What
the year,
about the
but no,
Spider-Man
it was right at the
remaster?
end.
The 2018 remaster. When did they update that?
That was with Miles Morales.
Was Miles? Okay.
Yeah, it come with Miles.
So somewhere between September and November.
You couldn't
then,
buy
so-
it separately.
Do you reckon they'll drop at the same date as for like an anniversary style thing?
No, I reckon
September.
sometime in there.
Or just somewhere
Like,
in between?
somewhere between September and December, or 2024. Because,
No, they said 2023.
But it could be the day before. It could be New Year's Eve it launches.
No.
Can you imagine they did that though, the fuckers?
So yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's coming 2023. It's like December 31st at
No,
midnight.
they
It's like,
said
yes!
they already. Well, they said fall, but fall for them, like I said, is between September and because December is winter.
I reckon it will be September, October.
Mm.
Ready for the Christmas and like Black
Early.
Friday and all
So
that.
it's not so close to like November and stuff with all the other games that are coming.
That's why I said like, if Starfield waits that long, it's gonna get shit on by Spider-Man.
Oh no! You remember, it'd be fine. You know why? It'd be fine. It's on Game Pass. It's fine. Fucking dickheads.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. That won't sell.
Yeah.
But like,
No one. I bet you not a single person's gonna buy Starfield.
oh well.
It'll get all on fucking Game Pass.
I hope there's a steelbook. That's the only way I'll buy it.
They're not
Maybe.
gonna do a steelbook.
No, but I'm expecting High Life to get one next year
Yeah.
for PS.
High on Life.
That game's
is another
fucking
thing.
amazing.
That's
How are you
another
finding
thing
that, Des?
Talking about. Oh, I want to play more of it.
Oh,
It's so good.
I'm like 3 hours in, I think. About 3 hours.
I'm enjoying it.
Give
It's
or
definitely
take.
my type of vibe. Fuck you!
I
No,
like it's
fuck
not
you!
too
Fuck
long.
you! No, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! No, fuck you! Fuck off! Fuck you!
It's so crazy
Oh,
how
I
calm
love
Gus is.
Yeah.
Like you've got Kenny, he's like just all over the fucking joint, like mother, he's just whinging. And then you got Gus, the cool, calm, collected, like frog.
I know, and it's funny too, because like once you have the gun swap too, and you use Gus, and you'll still have Kenny like, oh yeah, you gotta do the thing.
You're
and then
fucking
he's-
in your radio
he's
thing
still,
going
he's still
off.
talking to you half the time, and then you flick back
And
to him and he
vice
goes, oh yeah,
versa.
I'm back. Thanks for having me back. And then Gus will be not as often. And then,
You know, I was using Kenny in the third planet or whatever it was, whatever
Yep.
I'm on, and I was just killing all these things, and he's like, "Oh, you could have got me a helmet." give me that helmet upgrade. I'm like, there's a helmet upgrade?
It's fucking hilarious. Well, he goes red at some point. There's an upgrade where you get him as red. Because I've seen gameplay where he's red.
I bought everything in the pawn shop nearly. Like, you know that freaking bounty section?
Yeah.
I bought all the health things and everything.
Yep, and the tanks and stuff. Yeah, the tanks and the gear.
Yeah. There's an upgrade there for something. The Gatling upgrade gives
Yeah,
you
he's
more
talking
ammo.
about like the jetpack or something like the I don't know like a.
Dash?
I got the dash or something. But
'Cause
it goes
I have a slide where you press B or whatever, and you just go push straight forward. It's
because
like,
there's a thing I had to do, and it said I needed to require a jetpack, and then it says you can go see thingy. And went there. I'm like, I can't find the jetpack, and I'm like, okay, but apparently there's a jetpack you can buy. So
yeah, that's to do the dash.
yeah, to do the because I can dash, but you can jetpack to get
You want
to
to
higher
hint where it
spots,
is?
to higher points.
Oh, I don't know where that is then.
Yeah,
I haven't got that.
it actually gives you double jump.
Oh, finally!
Yeah, that's what the point is. That's the point of the jetpack. It's to be like a double jump. Because there's points that are
I need
higher
that.
you can't get up, so you need to like jump up or to jump further across. Because you can jump dash and then you kind of like double jump. So you like jump.
You've also got a sliding dash now that I'll have.
I got that.
You just press B and just slide.
Because the dash you
real
get is
far.
it's more of a dodge. It's dodge and then dash.
The dash is meant for jump dash, like you jump in across a little gap or.
That's what it's used for, but it's actually it's a dodge mechanic. But they use it for dashing.
Yeah, because you can get overwhelmed in that pretty fucking quick. Especially by the yellow dudes. They're fucking everywhere.
Oh, they annoy me.
I love their eyes.
Just shoot them in the head and they're great.
I just knife them.
But there's the
Like when you cut their throat, they're like
the big guys, the big yellow guys. Yeah. It's funny though because it's interesting to think because that's the thing that you consume that gives you your extra health in
Shield.
your armor. But basically, what it is, it's just
the yellow canisters that pop on
yeah.
the ground.
But basically, how it works, how it's used is the aliens just pour it all over their body, and then they're armored up. And then what you do is when you're shooting them, you're shooting the yellow goo off of them, and you're seeing the actual body underneath.
They're very fucking small.
Yeah, it's funny as you got the ones with the big eyes, and then you've got the skinny dudes. Then they'll go red.
I never knew what it was. I thought it was just them. Like I thought it was actual skin or something.
No,
but
you're shooting off their shield. It's so weird. And then the red
guys.
guys.
I mean, it makes sense.
Have you seen them turn into the red guys?
Oh, the big ones with the two fucking hands and
Yeah.
the fucking pincers and
You
shit.
said them turn into that?
Not turn in. Oh, maybe.
So what it is, it's the yellow guys, and what they do is they pick up the termites and they shove their hand up their asses, and then they're like, ah! And then that's what they are, those things.
You know what that is?
Yeah, so those little termites that attack you, they have little buttholes, and what they do is they shove their hand up inside of them, and then they're like, ah! And then they come running at you.
I didn't notice they had a butt. It's like a fucking baboon's butt.
Yeah, because I watched one of them, and I had the yellow dude, and I was shooting at him, and he fell down, and then I can't remember, he did something, I think he must have crouched, and he like grabbed the termite, and he turned red, and he's like, ah, and he came charging at me. I was like, holy shit. And that's when I figured it out. I was like, oh, actually, it is the termites. So yeah, he do.
There's a lot of genius stuff in that game. Like,
so good.
Just think, like, it's made by Squanch Games. Like, they mainly did PS stuff with the VR before this. Like,
they did the Trover Simulator, Trover, whatever. It is.
And the Rick and Morty VR. And now they come out of nowhere with this. Like, this is perfect fucking.
I mean, Trover was going because Rick and Morty VR is just typical Rick and Morty. Like it has its kind of
but the Trover was
like
controlling
really
him. I haven't played it, but I've seen stuff and it looks fucking good. Like I do want to get it.
You can get it on console, so it doesn't, which is good. You don't need VR, so you can actually play it on console, which is good.
Yeah, you can play VR or not VR.
Which I want to get.
The controls on screen.
Yeah.
And you got Trover in the middle and his things.
Which is much like what this is. It plays because the things you do in that, like the weird.
Oh yeah.
Just how you
Trover
do things.
Seems more fucked up, I think.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, wait, this is kind of as fucked up as well, but like it's a bit more. I don't know, a bit more balanced out. It's more. Yeah.
Because Trover was all fucked up. Like there was the elderly person. He just fucking straight up just like abuses and.
Yeah. So like there's
although I don't know if you got made it this far, but I found Mr. Mac and Cheese.
No, not yet.
Well, I just found there's Mac and Cheese brothers.
Yeah.
Let's just say I walked up to them. They started talking at me. I got too close and it was like, poof. And I just murdered them all. And And then the other one's like, yeah, like yeah, we're pretty annoying. Like if the brothers, if you can kill him if you want, I'm like they're already fucking dead. Then I went, boom to him. It's like,
And that's, I mean, there are
see ya.
points where the game does give you that option where you can either just leave the situation or kill them. Because that happened to me with the Torg, 9 Torg. So I did that mission, it
Oh,
bugged.
with the one that's hanging.
So that bugged out of me. So that door that you're supposed to go through, that exit door, that didn't open. And I was stuck. And I was like, okay. And then I shot 5 Torg. And then this thing started happening and I could like defeat her. And I was like, oh shit. So I just stepped off the platform, killed myself. And then the door actually spawned and opened up for me. And then I just let 5 Torg hang in.
I killed 5 Talk.
5 Torg was more
She
polite.
said she's the good one, but they're all the same. They're all clones of each other.
Yeah.
Like they're not good. And like, because I was like, how the fuck do I get out of here? I got the chest, and I'm like, I am lost. All I did was look up.
Yeah. The door.
I killed 5 Talk for nothing.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't want to kill her, so I stepped off and killed myself and then respawned. Because, yeah, it bugged out for me.
And then if you fight her later, you know why. Because I don't know if she's good or bad. Like I didn't give her the benefit of the doubt. I just killed her by accident because I got lost. She's like, this is perfect. We're always hanging and shit. I was like, why's she so calm about this?
I know, it's so chill.
She's just getting interrogated by fucking 9 Torg and shit, and she's just chilling.
I know. That was wild.
It's weird how you just bust in there. It's like, hi. It's like,
yeah. No, I'm liking it. It's fun.
and you that 9 Torg fight was difficult though, because the different stages, like, you was like on the ground, and all of a sudden you had to fly through the air, just doing circles. Like she fucking sucked the area.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy.
I thought I was gonna die at some point, but because I'm playing on normal. Whee! I nearly died a few times.
I got zapped a few times because you got to duck behind the boxes and make sure you didn't step off into the lava.
Oh yeah.
Or the acid, should I say lava?
That's green goop.
Green acid.
It's not really lava. It's just
acid.
Weird. Like it's just green goop.
Just like an acid. Toxic.
Yeah, if it was acid, it would melt the wood you're on.
Toxic. It was all metal. Toxic waste.
Oh, it was wood, wasn't it?
No, it was metal. Corrugated iron, which is kind of funny that in an alien dimension reality, a different alien world, corrugated iron is steel fences, walls are still there. I just love it. You're like, okay, you got human planets, you make sense, you know, but then you go to this alien planet world, and things are still the same. They still got like the slums, which have corrugated iron shacks and stuff like that. It's like, this is no different to Earth living in the slums with corrugated iron fences.
I mean, it looks a lot more fucked up than Earth, though. Like, it looks... Stuff like only half built, like, it's built on an angle. It's like...
I know, like, extra weird shit, but yeah.
Did you kill the kid?
The 30-year-old kid?
The 30-year-old kid?
Oh, you killed my son. Oh, yeah, he's not much of a kid, though. He's only 30 years old, yeah. Yeah. I shot him in the foot, and he died.
He just went...
yeah, I shot him in the foot. I was like, oh, let's see what happens. I
shot him in the face and just...
Yeah. It was kind of funny.
I felt so bad. It's like, and then she said he was 30. It's not really a kid. It's like, oh, thank God.
Like, oh, my poor child. But I expected it because he always was calling.
Called him an asshole. He's like, but he was an asshole. I was like,
he's like, do it, go on, shoot me, I dare, shoot me, do it, shoot me, do it. You don't do it. It's like, what do you think's gonna happen? He's egging you on.
I don't want to do a playthrough where I don't shoot him.
Let's see what happens. I think you have to shoot him though.
Just walk around him.
I think you had to shoot him. You can walk around him. I don't know.
And keep alive Mr. Mac and Cheese and his brothers.
And I'll see what comes when it comes to that.
I mean, you'll get there. You'll be like, I mean, I kind of overreact. I did it for the video.
Well, I had that guy that flies around you on this little thing, and he keeps talking.
Oh fuck me, he's a pain in the ass.
So much, and you shoot
he
him,
just
and
doesn't stop.
because he'll fly, and he'd be like right up in your face, and it's like you're trying to walk, and he's like right there talking to you, so you shoot him, you're like, get the fuck away from me. And
then blocks your fucking vision.
And then you finally get to the point where he goes, hey, yeah, I joined the guys again, and I'm gonna come here to kill you, and you're just like, bam, you're like, thank God for that. The whole time he's fucking buzzing around.
So you did get that far with a shotgun. It's like you drag him in with it and just.
I didn't even do that. I just shot him.
Oh, mine dragged him in like this close, and
I
then
didn't
just
even
like
drag him.
bam.
He was just there and I just shot him and he died. Like, the whole time he avoids you. He's like, oh, you can't
I
get me, I'm
tried
too
that
fast.
before.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's all like, I'm so quick, you can't shoot me, haha, I'm so good, I'm so great. And then you get the shot and you're just like, bang, and it's just like he dies. It's like,
I
where
don't
you...
think he expected
No,
it.
it's like you're
Really.
dodging the whole time. You're like, yeah, super quick, super fast, you can dodge. And then now you're like, yeah. Like,
Because I legit used the grabbing power because you can't get out of it, so I just use it in your face and just blast it. I'm like, and then he just exploded this red fucking. I'm like, oh, I feel sad now
oh,
that
when
I
I
killed
shot
him
him,
because
he just went, and just flew away. He just like launched off like a balloon.
mine exploded.
You know
One
when you have a
time.
balloon and you let go and it like zips off? When I shot him, he just went. It just disappeared.
There must be different animations for him.
So
What the fuck?
maybe hey, yeah,
Maybe because you just shot him.
yeah, it was weird. I think I had Kitty. I think I actually shot him with Kitty.
Maybe that's he just,
I
he
gotta
just
look up
pieced him
my
and
video. But
like he
yeah, I
just
shot him and he
fucking
just went. He
let his
like a
gas
balloon.
out.
He just went and just launched off, and I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, because I just legit just got Gus and just blasted him and blood went everywhere.
Crazy.
Because I was shocked when he came back. I was like, "What the fuck does he want?" And I was like, "You can kill him now." I was like, "Oh."
I just love all the things though, like all the shit that happens. It's just scenery stuff is funny. Like when you fucking
It's just weird how he thought you wanted to hear about all his fucking love life. And
like,
you
yeah.
walking, it's like
But like
this
when you're on that
platform, and he's
mission,
just
when you teleport in that bridge because you got to cross the thing, but you port in that bridge, it's like half of a highway.
yeah.
And the guy's like, "Get the fuck moving! Why are you fucking going anywhere? We gotta
Oh,
go somewhere to be."
there's two guys on the side.
Yeah, and they're like, "I got somewhere
I
to
legit
go! I
watched
got
this
somewhere to
like
go
a couple
to!"
of
And then
minutes.
they're like arguing each other, like, "Get the fuck out of my way!" It's like, "Where do you think we're gonna go? We can't get anywhere, but we still got places to be." It's like, what the fuck?
They should have yelled at us because we did that.
Yeah, I know, but they just argue. They're like typical like Brooklyn New Yorkers or something like that, having to go at each other, just like, "Get the fuck out of my way!" Like, what the fuck? I just love the environmental shit that goes on in that game, like just scenery stuff.
That's Dev's having fun, really. Like that's
Yeah,
what this is. Dev's like, well, Justin Roiland mainly. I think he just wants it to
yeah.
be just over the top, fucking.
Like I can't wait to see all like half the other stuff that I come across. It's just funny.
Right, we've still got a whole game to play. Like we're only a couple of hours in. Like
Mm.
I'm keen. Although I have seen some reviews and the critics do not like it.
I know they're giving it like crap.
Like they gave it a 60 out of 100, and yet the actual gamers give it like 80.
Yeah, it's a really good game. Like I don't get it. I don't know what these critics are. I don't know.
I think it's the humor. Like they don't want the humor, but it's like it's Justin Roiland. What do you expect? It's Roiland and his team just like making up weird shit. Like it literally has creator of Rick and Morty, and it's gonna be like that, but on steroids.
It's a video game.
Like Rick and Morty's not this fucked up when you think
Well,
about
that's
it.
the thing though too, because like you've got a show. A show is like 20 minutes long. You can only fit so much in 20 minutes long. But when you've got a game where people are playing on hours at a time, and you got people to make the environments feel live and active, it's like
Yeah, which this is.
you gotta
I mean,
have things.
there's not much to interact with, but the fact that there's just people chilling and having conversations and like the people on the road, like on the
Just
path.
different things that you come across. It's just environmental things. Just add a little bit of
You've got the
excitement.
two people going off. You got the one person on the other side, and just like,
Can you get this guy a drum? He wants a drum. Yeah. He really likes if you could get him a drum. Yeah. We need. Can you have you found that drum yet?
have you been hearing what the yellow dude's been saying and stuff, where you fucking killing them?
Oh, sometimes, yeah. There's all kinds
They're
of
like,
shit.
fuck you, blah, 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 and shit. Like they're going off at you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Some of them have good actual dialogue. Some just
Make
like
noises, just typical.
I like a grunt from Halo. Just
Yeah. No, I do like the. So apparently some people aren't liking it though. So they've got a feature in the game where they've updated it where you can turn down the dialogue, but it's just like.
of the guns. Yeah.
But this is what gets me though. If you're going to play this game and turn down the dialogue, I'm gonna look right at
It's
the camera.
only of the guns though.
I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna look right at the camera to these people. So if you're playing the
Yeah.
game and you're turning down the dialogue because there's too much dialogue, why the fuck are you playing the game then? That's part of the game and its
good game.
experience. That's the point it was made for. Because people complain, so like, okay, we're gonna put an update in so we can turn it down because it was on or you turned it off. So they did things so they made it in between. It's just like, why is there even an off? I can understand putting it off in, I guess, but like that's part of the game's experience. Like
I
that's
mean,
the
but
whole
Kenny
point.
does like to whinge a lot.
But that's Kenny though. That's his character. Like that's the point of him. And I think that's what
I
the whole
mean, a
point.
lot.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what the point of that inhibitor was for that reason.
The inhibitor.
Remember at the start where you had the inhibitor, he goes, "Can you pull the metal thing out of me? It's the inhibitor." So when you get the gun, you ripped it out, and he
Yeah,
threw it.
same as Gus. He just rip his out.
Mm. And I think that's why it was because if he had the inhibitor still on, he wouldn't talk as much. That was the whole point of the inhibitor. It inhibited him talking. So.
Well, not really, because he was talking when he was in his dead owner's fucking pocket.
Mm.
It was their language though, not English, because he spat on you so you could understand what he's saying.
And he's like,
Like, just
he's like,
imagine a gun spits on you so you can understand them. Like he just full on just.
the translator.
Yeah. Yeah, but why do you need to spit on you so you can understand him though? Like,
Apparently, maybe only those guns do it.
because Gus, I don't think did it.
No,
Gus just talked. I think maybe because the one thing goes for all of them.
Mm.
I don't know.
But imagine
But
being
like
a species. Imagine being a species where you are is a gun.
well, they're Gatlians.
Yeah, that's exactly hit that species specifically as a Gatlian. But imagine being born into I'm guessing maybe a planet, or
Oh, all
born
the
on
bad guys have them, so I'm guessing they're made for evil or something.
They just they're born, and then when you rub them the right way, they shoot a blast out of them.
It's quite concerning when you reload Gus, where you reload him.
So when you think about it, these are all species that happen to be weapons, or they're not. They just become weapons because that's just how they looked. And when you, like I said, you used them a certain way, they just excreted
With their trick holes.
So when you're playing with the Kenny, the Gatlian, with that blast they're shooting, is that some kind of poop?
Well, Kenny is a fucking frog, like.
Gus is the frog.
Yeah, Gus. Okay, fuck. Yeah, Gus is an actual frog, or pretty much a frog.
Same as if you look at
Kenny's
Knifey.
just a head.
If you look at Knifey as
with
well,
a body that goes.
Technically, right? Knifey isn't even a knife. He is because if you look
he is also a rope. He's also a.
That's what I'm saying though. If you look at the diagram of him, what he is this weird cylindrical creature that has a tentacle that comes out. And what happened is the reason there's a knife is because it's typically is a knife, but that suction cup has wrapped itself onto the end of the knife, and it just the creature itself became the handle. But it's literally just a creature that has a tendril that comes out of it. It just happened to
messed up when
It just happened to grab a knife, and and that's why he became a knifey, because he grabbed a knife. So realistically, that creature could have grabbed anything and put it into a suction.
Forky.
Exactly, like any of those creatures could have grabbed any kind of thing and shoved it into its hole and became that.
And then, because technically that knife's in his trick hole.
That's what I'm saying.
And because I want to see the other guns as well, because I have heard there's. Well, I'm after the third one right now on my thingamajig.
Yeah.
I think it's 4.
Like
there's 4 weapons. And like, because they look. I know there's that one we've seen in the trailer in the gameplay where you got you load babies into it when you shoot it. It's like I want to see that. Like
I know it's some weird shit. It's some really weird shit.
Like it's eating its own babies and shooting them. Like fucking hell. I think that's it. That might be what I'm after next. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Because I can't say anything. Fuck. But it's so good.
Anyway, well then I guess we'll move on. You must have this as well this week. So we saw the stuff going on with what's been happening with DCU, the new Warner Brothers DC stuff, what they're changing and what's been happening.
Full reset.
With the full reset, we heard more of what's going on with Henry Cavill.
Well, we don't know about we know about Henry Cavill, not like Ben Affleck.
Yep.
I think Momoa is.
Yep. Full reset.
Gun, I think.
It's full reset.
Wonder Woman 3 got cancelled, but that's not because of Gun. Because the second one failed, flopped bad.
Well, what they're doing is what a lot of talks is they're rebooting the whole lot.
Yeah, they're
There's a
making Superman younger and stuff.
there's a new, so we might get another Smallville-esque type of series or
We're
movie.
going back to the start, but
Yeah.
it's going to be one cohesive,
Hmm.
not
All over the
because
place.
I did tell you that like the Pattinson Batman still being not involved, it's still its own.
It's its own
Same
independent,
as
so that's why it's not affected.
same as Joker, same as stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like they're rebooting the whole Snyderverse,
Yeah,
which is
Snyderverse is
now
being scrapped, so it's like the Gun Safran verse or something like that. The
I
Gaffran.
think it's the gun one. I think Saffron's other stuff.
No, no, well, they're partnered together, so they got both of them on board. They're partnered together to run
Yeah, but it
everything.
wouldn't be because James Gunn said he's writing a lot of stuff, so
It's
I'm
mainly
thinking
Gunn,
he's doing a lot of
but
the lifting
they're
himself.
they're basically the two new heads for it. Is
Yeah.
Safran and Gunn, but it's mainly Gunn doing a lot of the stuff. Like
I think for how big it is, they do need to because DC's massive. Like, there's a lot of stuff to do compared to Marvel, where the same things over
it's
and
going to
over.
be interesting what's going on with that, and I guess now with that, Peacemaker is still its own independent now, which is not going to be related to any of this.
No, I think they're gonna keep going from that Suicide Squad. Really?
Well, that's tied in with the Snyderverse.
Yeah, but they
But
can keep certain
what,
things.
what I
if
think
they
they're
really
trying to do
wanted
is they're going to take Peacemaker but try and direct it away from it, so it's not referencing it that anymore. It's its own thing, like it's going to steer off in its own direction, so it can still be because this show's done really well, so it's going to be its own independent thing.
I reckon they'll keep Peacemaker and just change around him.
Yeah, exactly. Not
So
even
he'll be the start
well,
of this new thing, really. Like,
not even that, not even tying because like Batman, and Joker, they're their own universes. So I think what Peacemaker would be its own universe. There's shows that will still be its own universe, and then there'll be just like that actual universe in between while there's stuff happening in their own things.
yeah, because everything
So,
got
like,
canned. Like
The
Flash got
Snyderverse, like
everything
realistically, the Snyderverse still exists, but it's not part of this anymore. And they're not continuing it. Like that still exists over here.
They're
somewhere on the shelf.
rebooting.
Yeah, it's like the Snyderverse isn't like being like, oh, we've made these, but we can delete. Like there's no continuation.
Hence why Henry
But it still
Cavill's not
exists.
there anymore.
Yeah,
Because they want a younger Superman, which Cavill's like 40, and they can't really make him young.
they want to go kind of like a Smallville-esque era again, but like different. They want him to be
Get
younger.
Tom Welling back to Smallville.
He's old now too. Jeez, he's in his.
Didn't
40s.
they just reboot Smallville though? That Lewis and Clark or
Well, that's what I'm
Kent and
saying. There was
Lewis
that series as well, which is like what? But now they're actually doing a proper like DCU. That's the confusing
They shouldn't
part.
have to redo any of those old things like that. They
They
should just
talked
start
about,
with.
They talked about Batman as well. They're talking about the new Batman stuff they're going to be doing, and they're going to be focusing on new and old villains, or not new and old, but like
Have more Two-Face,
the
Penguin,
main
and that.
villains. But then they're also going to be bringing up a lot of
Scarecrow.
the characters that not many people have they've seen. Like they're going to
Yeah,
start
stuff
focusing
in the
on a lot of-
comics that we
Yeah.
haven't seen on the big screen yet,
Mm.
which is what we need.
But what's the other thing?
What Marvel
was
should be
there's,
doing. There's tons of fucking villains in Marvel that they
was-
just don't touch.
There was the talks where people have been mentioning to Momoa like they know that he's been in talks with Gunn and he's been very coy about it. So there's looks that we might be getting him as Lobo, because that was a big thing and he likes Lobo and he's hinted at it a few times and people have been bringing things up and he goes, oh yeah, I have talked to people but I haven't heard about that, and like he's been very coy. And it's like, yeah, we know what's going on. You can't be that kind of obvious. So it's interesting since we know what's going on with all this stuff. So.
Although they should keep Aquaman though, because that still does good. Like
We're gonna
that's
have the
be
second one, and
woven
that's
in.
it. We're gonna have the two, and then
Wow.
they're gonna reboot Aquaman most probably, or
I still reckon Suicide Squad's will still be there because that was Gunn's recent fucking.
yeah, but that's part
whole
of the
reboot thing.
Snyderverse. That's part of the Snyderverse, so
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Not really.
Yep.
Let me look at this.
they remember the
I
ending.
don't think it is.
Yeah, they made reference, and we saw Wonder Woman, Superman, and all that. And it was Aquaman was in it. That end credit scene where he goes, "Oh, I wish the Justice League showed up to help," and they literally had Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa as Aquaman, someone else, but then they didn't have Henry Cavill on set, so they had someone step in as Superman. Because that scene was all filmed with them.
Okay, so neither side fully committing to a shared canon. What the fuck? They've referenced each other, but they're not canon. Which means no, they're not connected really, but they've referenced. Same as like what Peacemaker does to Batman and stuff.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So
Because like it has
I still
been
reckon it's his own thing.
Well, it's hard because it exists in the universe. You got to look at the connection dots of what we've had. It all connects together. Because you got to
And
think.
the only two characters that connected are Harley Quinn and was Rick Flag in that one?
Yep.
Okay, maybe three characters in.
And then we saw all the characters in the second Suicide Squad get killed from the first one.
That's what I mean.
So they've had
They
the
got rid of
characters
all the
there.
baggage.
But that's what I'm saying though, they've still had the characters there, and that's the hard part because, like, we know that it was part of the Snyderverse. They were like that was part of the Snyderverse.
And what's her name die though? The lady at the head of it.
No, she was still there.
She's the only thing holding it together. Then fuck.
Yeah.
Because Rick Flag died.
That's what I said. But
Like,
that's what I'm saying though. That's
he
what I'm
pretty
saying
much
though.
did reboot from there. Like,
That's what I'm saying though. Just because it's still part of the Snyderverse doesn't mean they have to just cut the head off. Like they can still make it. Like that's the only thing going forward from the Snyderverse. That's the only thing that's technically
that's what I mean.
Snyderverse stuff.
This is the reboot, pretty much what he did there. Because he would have had to known it's going to be DC head. Because it doesn't just happen as quick as it did.
No, that's what I'm
there would
saying.
have been talks for years about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's something they plan in advance.
But he would have started doing that now with that Suicide Squad. Hence
Yeah.
killing off Rick Flag and blah, blah, blah.
That's exactly it.
You just can't kill off the head lady because I guess she's...
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, I
But
mean,
she's
they
been
can
in
still-
many things through DC. Not just the Snyder stuff.
Like they can go with it in a direction and start going like multiverse because I mean everything's had multiverses. They've done that in DC. Like DC has had their own multiverses. Like that's the whole
Yeah,
Flash.
no, everyone's sick of fucking multi... Like, you look at
No, that's what I'm saying
comments on
though.
stuff.
That's what I'm
Everyone's sick
saying
of it.
though. That's what Flashpoint did. Like the Flashpoint fucked everything up. So that's where they can technically retcon that and change things because the Flashpoint does change events. So they can have the Flashpoint go, okay, this was Snyderverse. Flashpoint crack. Okay, now that's no longer that part of that timeline.
Now it's just a DC
and it's,
EU.
yeah, exactly. So it's a different timeline, but it's same characters from other things, but it snaps it. And it's a different timeline.
So suction in continuous Snyderverse because they fucked him over.
Because that's why I think that's why we're still having the Flashpoint movie because they had to work that whole thing with Ezra Miller and all the fucking crazy nonsense, and they're like, yeah, and they had to reshoot shit, and they got him to work with it. And that was a key point that they needed to do it because I think that's part of them changing this whole hand as well. That's
Just Cavill will come back though if they need an older Superman.
Well, Gunn was saying the option was still there, but then how?
Oh yeah.
But how
Well,
Cavill
for
was
a different
saying,
role, I think.
well, how Cavill was saying it though was he was saying that was one and done. But what Gunn was saying that he was still open to have him in the future. So
Yeah.
it's very in the air. Like, is it the fact that he's done as Superman? Like, what is Cavill saying? Is he saying he's done as Superman? But what Gunn's saying is he's done as Superman, but he's open for another role. Like you're saying, like maybe that's what he's hinting at, and it's hard to say from the picture because a lot of people are upset and a lot of people are down in Gunn's.
And I don't really care. Like if it whatever's good for
Like,
the DC universe.
That's
fuck
what I was going to say though, because I mean, that sucks. But what's now flipped on the other head now? So we see him left Witcher because that was going shit. He was going to come back as Superman, but now that's dropped, and there's this new news come out now with Cavill. And it's like, hey, maybe this is the silver lining for him because if he was Superman, he would have been taking up time from not being able to do this project, and now he's now executive producer and starring in the Warhammer 40K series that's coming to Amazon. So it's like, okay, like, this is a silver lining. So
that's what I mean. That would have been in talks for ages too. So he's probably just got all these things lined up. They just like tick.
So it's kind of maybe worked out that he's dropped to Superman because if, like I said, if he went back to doing that, they could have taken that time and interfered with that, and then that series could have been delayed. But now he's not doing that. He's got
this
more
is
time.
a series, so he's in for the long.
Yeah.
For war.
And the fact that he's really into it, like he's sounding it keen. He's sounding excited. So
imagine Henry Cavill in that fucking armor, like just going around smashing.
Who knows what he's going to be doing? Like it's going to be interesting.
It depends because he's producing it, so I'm guessing he wouldn't have a too big role.
Well, that was the other news too. Speaking of shows, you saw the God of War got traction now for its series as well.
At Amazon also.
So
everyone's saying that Christopher Judge played Kratos. I'm like, he's a bit old. Like,
I mean, yeah.
I get he mocapped Kratos, but also in a live action thing, he's got to do everything. Like,
yeah. He's down for it. He is 100% keen to play Kratos in live
it'd be
action.
weird seeing him painted white though. Also, so, I mean, I did like someone's comment saying put Triple H because he looks exactly like
a lot of people have been
Kratos.
doing that. But it's funny though that Judge himself has been actually been like, I would actually be keen to play a live action version. Like, he's
Only
actually
if it
keen.
fits though.
Yeah. But that's cool though that he's actually like, he's actually wanting to give it a go
Because
though.
which are they going to go with? Younger Kratos, older Kratos? Like you got to
If they
start younger.
exactly,
I think.
if they're going to cover the whole franchise, so if they were to go back from the
No,
where it
no.
first
So
started.
only said the North. So the recent
Oh,
one.
okay,
That
so
was
it's
like,
recent.
So it has to be the old man Kratos, not
Yep.
old man, but
So they're going to
now.
expand on the North stuff, so we're going to see more of like different things and stuff.
I don't see how they just wrapped it in the game form.
I
So
know,
I
like
don't,
it's like Last of Us. Are that what they're doing? Like the Last of Us version?
just playing 2018 and Ragnarok in the one show.
It's like you can
Like
either play it or you can just watch it. Let's get to the point now. It's like you don't
maybe.
even have to play games. You can just watch it and you get the whole story. Like different. I don't know.
Well,
Interesting.
that last one looks fucking good. Have you seen the recent
Keen.
trailer?
Oh, no, I don't think I have, but I'm keen for it. But yeah.
Oh, we only got a few weeks, 3 weeks for it, 4 weeks, a month,
No.
maybe.
But speaking of things getting close by, Christmas is around the corner too. By the way,
8 days.
next weekend is Christmas, bruv.
Fuck.
I'm partly jolly. I've been wearing a Christmas shirt. Santa is my ho ho homie.
So we didn't get a fucking Santa hat.
No, I got one of them.
I have to get one.
Next week will be a very Christmas thing. I gotta get my stuff sorted. I might wear this one for the next episode.
I've got nothing. I can't do that.
I reckon I could just chuck it on now and be like,
My beard's too long for one of those.
chuck it on now and see how it goes.
Just put my beard in my t-shirt.
How's this
Or
look?
you need glasses.
Oh!
It's just...
It's a bit dusty.
Oh. You might have to go outside and just give it a bit of a shake off. Bit of a vacuum wash. I don't know. Something.
Oh,
A vacuum wash.
a bit dusty.
Also, did you see Scream 6?
No.
General Ortega's in that and other people. I haven't watched the trailer yet. I'm just like, well, I saw was General Ortega. I'm like, I thought they'd done with the last Scream movie.
Yes, I thought so. They're just going like, oh, it's done, but like we did a recap, but then we're gonna have a whole new young cast, and someone's gonna be killing again, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
I hope they don't keep the original. Like, that's done now. That's been settled. I think it's a whole new, but 6. So I don't even fucking know, man.
That's weird. I thought they were
Comes out
done.
next year. So, like, I am keen because I do like it.
Yeah,
But
I'm kind of personally done with Scream. I haven't watched any other ones. Like,
I mean, you don't have to watch it.
no, I'm kind of done
So I
with
try
it.
and tell people if you don't like it, don't fucking watch it.
Like, I like the idea of the character and how they were back in the day, but nowadays I'm just like, yeah. I just feel like they just keep getting dragged on and on and on and on and on.
Did you see that new update for COD?
Some of it. You got the new
Shipment,
raids. I know shipment.
which is on the boat now. It's shipment, but on the boat, not in the fucking
Actual
middle
shipment.
of whoop.
Yeah, not on
Yeah.
the dock.
Yeah, like how cool is that? Like the rainy boat was rocking and shit. Like, hoi!
Might have to play some of that.
Who rocks the boat?
Might have to play shipment. They have just
Shipment.
shipment, 24/7 shipment.
I hope not.
Because that used to be the game modes. Because people love shipment that much that they literally have a game
Same
mode
as
called
Nuketown
24.
24/7.
Yeah,
and...
24/7 shipment, 24/7 Nuketown.
Oh, we already talked about that. Fuck. I'm about to say something about Spider-Man.
God no.
But no, that we need to see gameplay soon at least. I mean, we don't have to. It's Insomniac. I trust them. I'll buy any one of their games now without needing any gameplay. Especially Wolverine.
Yeah.
Some gameplay in Wolverine. I think that's even 2024. That
What are we
comes
talking
out.
about? What are we talking about?
Fuck. What?
What are we talking about Insomniac for?
It's Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
I said
we-
I'd buy anything with that gameplay from Insomniac.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're getting. They're like the best in the business at making games. They've pumped out so many the last few years, and they've been like high fucking quality. Like,
I'm buying
how many
that because I know
people
we're
in
talking
that?
about
Like,
Spider-Man,
they've
but I
got
was
so many
the
teams.
game.
Hey,
Because I said we already talked about the Spider-Man game. I was like, what are we talking about Spider-Man?
yes,
Game? Other than I thought we were going to talk about the Spider-Man, the new trailer dropped that for the movie, the new animated movie.
yeah, that I haven't seen, but it's got the Insomniac Spider-Man in it.
There's a lot of Spider-Man in this. There's a lot.
Yeah, in the trailer there was like 6 or 7 of them.
It got a bit wild because it looked like friggin' Spider-Man 2099 turned all the other Spider-Man against Miles Morales, and they're all trying to hunt him down and stuff. It's wild.
That's funny.
I was like, geez,
Except it's sad there's none of our Spider-Man in there.
they're supposed to be soon enough. Well, not yet. Maybe they're not going to show it on that because Tom Holland's actually on board for one of those. So I don't know if it's this one or the next one. So he's actually on board.
Not in this one. Neither's Toby or what's his name.
Because there were the talks and the contracts was that he was in for one of these animated films. So whether he may make a cameo in this one, they just haven't showed it because they're trying to keep it covered, or he's in the next one.
Don't know.
But then there's talks that Toby's supposed to they're supposed to be in it as well, at some point. That's where their continuation comes back up again.
You can't have too many in one movie.
Oh, they already showed a bunch in this trailer already. There's like 20 different Spider-Men.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna be crazy. It's the Spider-Verse.
That Insomniac one looks so good though with the white spider on.
Because with this one, like the first one was its kind of thing, and then like this continues from it. But like this one and the next one they're doing, they're literally like part 1 and part 2 kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like that's the difference. Where this is like there was the first one, then this does follow it, but like yeah, it's more connected.
I just can't do the frame rate thing.
I know when they have that sometimes it seems a bit weird. Like that's the style.
Because they put that suit in the game. I was playing with it. It's like 15 frames a second.
Because like we've talked about it, and then there's apparently rumors going around that they're looking at actually possibly doing a live action sequence in the thing, which might be the third one. Like the next part,
that'd be
we'll
weird.
where they'll have a live action sequence.
But how would you?
So it's gonna be interesting if they actually stick through with that or not. But
I don't reckon.
So
it'd be a lot of effort to go if there's only a bit just to do that.
Yeah, you just jump over to a different reality. That's the problem with what's going on because there's a lot more reality jumps happening. So
it's only a trilogy, isn't it? This Spider-Verse thing. Hence you got the one, then boom, boom.
Yeah.
Which is next year and the year after, or both next year. Who the fuck knows?
Because they did the one and done to see how it'd go. Like it was like left open, but also done that you could just have the one film. But because there was so much hype behind it, they're like, okay, we'll actually do the. Because they did leave it open with the Easter eggs, but like they could have just been like, that's it. Like that's the way it was done. That they could just be like, okay, that's just like the end credit scene, but like that was it to just leave it open.
I'm just hoping they continued it and it's actually worth it, not just continued for the sake of it.
It's gonna be interesting.
But it's by Sony, isn't it? Because they.
I'll say, speaking of continuations that aren't being continued anymore, Pokemon. Ash is finally retiring.
Yes.
He's actually retiring.
And he might get past 10 years old.
So, I was working
He
it
was
out.
10 for 25 years.
25 years, yeah, okay, that makes sense. What I was working out is I was looking up today because I was curious at how many episodes there are. There's 1,222 episodes. So if you were to count each episode as a day, that works out to nearly 4 years. So
yeah, most of those are just shit. So.
But like I was saying, so what I was trying to work out though is if they were days where some of those episodes took more than days, they took over weeks. If you were to actually space it out, if you were to think at that logic, you would go by 5 years has passed. So when he started, he should be 10, and when he finished, he should be 15.
Yeah, but he's still just 10.
I know, but theoretically, they're worried about him getting older. Why couldn't they aged him up to the age of 15 and have him done? Because 15, he's still in that young age bracket for that young target audience. He could still look like he was 10. He only aged by 5 years.
Yeah, but he should have just got at least
even with the art styles they made him look a little bit older anyway. He could have just gotten to 15.
Yeah, but he was still 10.
Like, even though 25 years has passed, we could have gotten to the age of 15. The age of 13, they could have been a bit more, leeway with it. But they're like, no, he stayed 10 the whole time. It's like, bro, you could have just had him aged a couple of years. He didn't have to get to 25. Like, yeah, 25 years has passed, but, like, reality of time, when we were watching...
he would have been 35.
Yeah. But like I said, with reality...
I wouldn't mind that.
But so when you look at it, though, we were watching... Because we technically, if you think about it, we watched an episode every day, every morning. So how do we not know...
Pretty sure his voice actor changed, though, a few times.
Yeah. But how do we not know that each episode couldn't be a day? Or some episodes were based a week. So theoretically, through time, if you were to... That's why I calculated.
I think an episode could be multiple days, to be fair.
That's what I mean. So an episode could be covering a week or a couple of
That's
days.
right.
So
It's pretty much more than 25 years that he was doing that.
that's what I said. So in total, if you get that, you broke it down to, that's why I googled how many episodes there were. Being that there's 1,222 episodes in total, there's 365 days in a year. So that's what worked out to nearly 4 years. Give it some extra leeway, 5 years. Why couldn't 5 years have passed? But, you know, that could have been more logical. Like, you know, like I said, each episode was a day. That 25
actually immortal.
Because TV shows release things at a different rate, so they do. Usually, how shows would do it is, it went for 25 years because there's 25 seasons. Every year, a season dropped.
Okay, so it should be 17 years old.
Yeah, so someone came up with the same equation, basically. So
because the reason the Pokemon League meets once a year, blah blah blah, 17 years.
Yeah.
Seven regions, one a year. Plus, he was 10 when he started. Equals 17 years old.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. The equation would make sense that he could have gotten to that. Why cannot have him? So technically, why not have him retire at the age of 18? You know, 17, 18. Because once he's 17, once he hit 18, he became an adult. So he retires at 17. That was his goal. Like,
I think I can watch 25 years of Pokemon just to. No, I don't think I could do that.
But they're doing,
because I've seen the latest episodes. They're not good.
They look weird and wacky. But they're doing one final season with 11 episodes.
Oh, that's wrapping up the
actually wrap it up.
Well,
and then we're gonna get a new series with 2 new characters, 2 new main characters.
With Brock's son.
Yeah, and
Brock and Nurse Joy.
Mm.
Well, we assume that's their son because it looks like Brock and Nurse Joy.
Yeah, it's weird because there's a male and female character, and they got was it the starters from? Were they the new starters? I think it was the.
No, it's the Sword and that's the Scarlet and Violet starters.
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet starters, which is cool. It's good that it's finally leaving Ash's hands, and we're actually seeing characters choosing those starters. And not just being like, oh, even though it's been every region, it's like you kind of see them. But
those starters were still in there. Like he did own some of them in the end. So, but I just don't see who the other kid is because how did
boy and a girl
everyone age but Ash apparently?
I know, like Brock aged,
Brock had a kid and shit.
Misty aged, but Ash was still 10. Like, why couldn't we accept that he? I'm still adamant when if I go back over and watch these, that he's aging. Like, he ages to 17 years
but he's still 10. Like,
he's adamant. He keeps admitting that he's 10. It's like, bro, I think everyone just got to the point where like, yeah.
Even they say that he's still 10. Like, how the fuck?
I think they just...
If Brock and Misty age, what doesn't Ash?
I know. It makes no sense.
They kept the same kind of voice, too, which it's like, if he's aging, just make him a little bit deeper.
I think it was just a bit
manlier voice.
Uncapable.
Maybe he is mental.
Mentally incapable, and yeah, he's 10.
Because when you think about it, both Brock and Misty are more mature than him. Like, they know actually how to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Ash doesn't.
I know, he just does. I know.
Like when you watch the first season, it's like he puts Pikachu against like Geodude and shit. And I'm like, Misty trying to tell him, was like, don't do it. And he's like, Thunderstrike. I was like,
I know as well.
Like, Ash is the biggest fucking idiot, but yet Hentai took him 25 years.
That's why I said he just says, I'm 10. And everyone just goes, yep, yeah, you're 10. Cool. They just went along with it. They just... Maybe he won out of pity. He didn't really win. They're just like, let's just let this guy win.
I don't want to watch it, see what actually happened.
I just imagine like the old days on YouTube skits where it's like Ash, but he's there like with the bad stubble, but like he's tried shaving it back and he's got the bad 5 o'clock shadow with a few hairs, and he's like all skinny. He's like, and they're like, I'm 10. And like, just pretend. Like people in the crowd, like, just pretend he's 10. It's like someone's like, doesn't he look like he's 30? Like, just pretend he's 10. He's 10. He's like, I'm gonna play, but he looks like a really old man. Like he looks really old, but he's like wearing like the clothes, like the really short and everything, like how he does, but he looks old. Like wrinkly and skinny. He's like, I mean, that's how I picture it. There's like a skit.
30's old? Fuck. Wrinkly and
no,
skinny
but like
at 30.
he's just done everything he's done has like aged him more, but like he's 30, but then he's like he's pretending to be 10.
I just don't get how they ran with that for so long. Like even like Dragon Ball Z. People aged in that.
I
Why
know.
can't
Then
Ash?
everyone aged, but except for Ash. Ash is the only character that never aged. It's like everyone else around him. Like,
Pokemon evolved. Ash didn't.
so that's why that coma theory always stuck. That's why everyone always believed he was in a
Did
coma.
Pikachu ever evolve?
No.
That's what I want. That's what I want to know.
I think
Why?
it went to evolve at one point, but then Ash stopped Pikachu from evolving.
Raichu's better. Like Raichu's
Dude,
cool.
Pikachu was fat and he lost weight.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you look at the original Pikachu at the start, he loses weight. From the start to where he is now. He lost weight.
That shouldn't be possible.
His Pikachu was fat and then he got skinny.
Pikachu was always that big.
No, he was fat.
The
He
fuck?
was pretty big at the start of the series.
That's what I mean. Like he was always like that though. Like, and then they just made him skinny. Like,
Yeah, he lost so much weight. It's all that running around, see? That's why, because he wasn't being carried around in the Pokeball. Pikachu had to run everywhere, so he lost weight. What happens when you're not in the Pokeball? You lose weight.
Google. Wait, what the fuck?
Because
No,
Pikachu...
no way.
Yeah, you look at the season 1 Pikachu, and then look at like
Yeah,
not
but
season 20, but like before season 19 or 18.
Pikachu season 18. Not Pokemon. Pikachu. Oh my.
Pikachu, Pikachu season 18. Pikachu from can't you get? Wasn't it coming up with Pikachu from season?
I put in Pikachu, but put in Pokemon. It fucking auto corrected. I'm like, I don't want Pokemon season 18. I want Pikachu season
It's not
18.
the same person. What the fuck is my Facebook on? Someone reacted to my post, but then the person's profile picture is a different friend. It's so weird.
That's it. The X and Y. I don't. I don't see any Pikachu. Fuck. I might have to watch it. It's on fucking Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, only season 1 and a late one.
No,
Nothing in between.
it should be.
There's more on Prime for some reason.
No, I want Pikachu, not Pornhub.
Pikachu does not look smaller.
Yeah, he lost
I
weight.
mean, he might do. Ash
Never
looks
gonna
fucking weird. Pokemon XY. He looks a little bit, not too noticeable though. But new started look weird there. The long ass tongue frog thing. Shinijo with a
Oh
fucking,
my
I don't know his name. He's in I've got Pokemon Y. That game is good. But I don't really give two shits about Pokemon anymore. To be fair.
Yeah, it's just,
I only watched the first few. I only watched the Kanto on that because it's still the best.
yeah.
And then I mean, up to well, even Black and Silver, Gold and Silver, still pretty good. Like when you had Cyndaquil and Chikorita and all that.
There's the art style. It's just like what?
The art style went too.
Oh yeah, there.
It went too anime, didn't it? Like,
That was
not
season
too
1.
anime, but like
Yeah, I'll send you the two
season
photos.
1 looked good.
There's season 1 Pikachu and then season 20 Pikachu.
Season 20, you say? Because 18 didn't look bad. What the fuck? I think that's more the art style.
There's that, but he got skinnier as well. He's not as plunk as what he was.
His head got longer.
Then like there's another one of like the season 1 Pikachu. He was just so cuddly looking.
Yeah, but he looks fucking weird in that 21.
Yeah.
His arms look. What the fuck happened to his arms?
His fingers are more prominent.
What? He's very teeny tiny fucking
Yeah.
fingers.
The little people fingers, but
He had him in the first one too.
but they're more prominent.
But like,
now.
no, that season 20 looks fucking. He went more human-like with a fucking head.
Yeah.
He's a mouse.
Yeah.
The original thing looked good.
Yeah.
That does not.
Yep.
He's like a rectangle now. Like a giant. Like what the fuck happened?
I know. It's weird.
That's not Pikachu.
It is whack as a doodle.
Can you imagine they did Charmander dirty like that? Fucking
It's a
hell.
whack-a-doodle.
They made Bulbasaur fucking skinny. Jesus Christ.
It's a whack-a-doodle.
You can't make Bulbasaur skinny.
No.
That'd be weird. but like a dog with a leaf on its back. Um,
Chihuahua. Chihuahua with a
yeah, literally, because he's only like yay fucking tall.
fucking hell.
Makes fucking primate skinny. Fucking idiots. I
Shave
can't believe
him.
there's a third
Have
evolution of
primate.
monkey.
Have a primate where it's like the round ball. Imagine this is how he looked. So he's like this round ball
You shave the
furry
hair off
thing.
him.
Shave him and he's like the skinny little twig. His like body's like the
Yeah.
skin twig with like this face in the middle.
Yeah, that Detective Pikachu one didn't look bad.
No, that was good. I want more live action personally.
Like that, like you had all the Pokemon there. Some
Like,
look
I'm
fucked.
surprised. I know it may cost a bit, but why couldn't we just like maybe have a live action Pokemon series? I mean,
But no Ash.
exactly. Like have a different character doing different things, but like it's just a series that exists in the Pokemon universe. Like, come on, Netflix or Amazon. Like, someone, one of you guys out there,
Amazon.
Amazon,
Not Netflix.
have like a Lord of the Rings series
To be
Pokemon
fair,
live action.
this is a Netflix issue, but they should cancel. They should cancel The Witcher like completely.
I reckon it will
Like
after
if the writers don't want to make The Witcher material, like just cancel the whole fucking project.
I think it's going to happen after this last season. They
What
might
if
even
they
do it
get people
beforehand.
watching it?
They might even do it after, like before the season takes off. Who knows yet? Because they're still in the process of doing stuff.
The writer said they don't want to do the Witcher lore and stuff. They'll make their own. It's like that's a big red flag.
That's why Cavill left. That's why he was
Yeah.
done with it. I'm very hesitant.
That's why
I'm very hesitant to watch the second season because a lot of it sounds like it started happening in the second
second
season.
season.
The Witcher, yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's good though.
Yeah, but that's why it
I
started
haven't
happening in
seen it,
that.
but-
That's what Cavill was saying. That's why he was very like, I didn't want to do a third season because that stuff was starting to happen in the second season. Those elements
Yeah,
of
because
them
they changed a
starting to,
lot.
yeah, and he was just like, he apparently those times he was having enough, and people apparently were getting sick of Cavill. But it's like, dude, he knows his shit. He was getting sick of you guys changing shit. Why do you think he's getting pissed off? Why do you think he's getting mad at you guys? Like, he came on board to be something that he likes, and then you're changing everything. So he's going to try and correct you guys, and then you'll be like, no, we want to do it this way. It's like,
It's already being made because he was doing it.
yeah. Like, I mean, even the first season was so
it was
different.
already made because of him.
I mean, that's even the first season. Like, that pilot episode was 100% all the key great moments from the Witcher games. Yeah, there are
Yeah,
other
from the
everything that
first game.
happened. Yeah, and then they had like the rest of the season, and even then, the stuff that happened was
Well,
like
that
kind of
first
like the
season
game.
was to the T Witcher. Like that was
It's more like the
completely.
book. It's definitely different to the game.
Yeah.
Definitely different to the game. But it was meant to be based off the book, not the game. So that's the difference.
Well, they had the
but-
game elements, but
Elements,
it was
but
the book lore. But they had the game stuff to visualize because people knew what that was.
yeah, well, it was the stuff that took place was based off the first game. I've played the first game, and it was quite different from what I played.
Yeah.
But again, it was based off the books more so. So
Mm.
the first game did feel like it was very here and there, like because it wasn't. I know it was different.
Because
but-
Cavill played the games and he based his character from the games.
yeah, he portrayed how he should have been.
Witcher
from what-
3 mainly.
Yeah. Well, this
'Cause
was
he
going
didn't
on.
really talk in the first two games, did he?
No, he did, but
Geralt
it was
or-
more the second game. The second game had more of that impact, which that's where he was playing from. I think was the second game.
And then the third one is where it got really good.
Yeah, third one was more of everything, and that's what more people have stapled in their mind of what Geralt is from the third game.
Well, you can get the Witcher Amazon, the Netflix costume in the game too.
Yeah.
There's a step how to do it, but you can do it.
It's pretty cool.
That's fucking cool. Which not now if they cancel it.
But yeah, so who knows what's
that'd
going
be
to happen?
that'd be funny. If you had the costume and you actually got Cavill's like Geralt and his voice lines, that'd be
That's what I
amazing.
was saying. That's what I was wondering. I was curious if they would do that with the third game, added in a Henry Cavill skin into the third Witcher update.
Nah, I don't think it could though.
Because that would be cool though. That you could turn it if you chose to change into that.
It'd
or
be
not.
cool, but also what the fuck?
Yeah, no, but like it'd be something cool they could have
Because
had.
we're
as
used to
a-
Geralt looking like Geralt.
No, I'm saying not like be a permanent, but you could choose to change your skin to that. Like that'd be cool if they had in the upgrade given you the option
Only his head,
to change him so you had that outfit and everything. So you look.
face.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying that you could just flick between the model. Boop, 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 boop.
Mm.
Be like, hey, do you want to choose this wardrobe? And you could play it and you could go and change your skin over and you have the whole that version's outfit. And then
But
the
also, I
face.
think it would be.
But it would still be the original
That's the
voice,
thing.
but
The
With
games are their own thing. Like
Hmm.
they're not really associated with the Netflix
No, but
stuff.
games do that though. Games do things like that as a little homage because they're
Well,
self-aware of
that's
it.
why the suit's in there, I guess. Like
Hmm.
the armor, is it armor set or is it a suit? I can't remember.
Something
But
like
you
that.
can get it
But they do that.
somehow.
They would have done that in the update for sure. Yeah.
I'm talking about like Netflix now. Still, Amazon. Not Amazon. Death Stranding is getting a movie
Oh,
with Kojima Productions and somebody
that's
else.
cool. We can actually have Norman Reedus.
Maybe, yeah. Well, he's signed up for John Wick's spin-off.
Oh, is he? That's cool.
Norman Reedus and John Wick. Like,
Mm.
damn, is he going to be like a John Wick and just start?
Who knows? That's
I,
cool.
I think those days are past him, though. To be fair, I remember Boondock Saints when he was doing that.
Norman Reedus can still do a lot of things. That's especially why because he's
Yeah,
been
but I
Keanu
was
Reeves.
like, it's making a thing in a spin-off, so I don't know if it's him they're focused on or he's just in there.
Who knows?
I'm keen. It's called Ballerina, I think.
Yep.
John Wick Ballerina. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I don't think John Wick's even in it, to be fair. But I'm keen for 4. That looks amazing, that fucking trailer. And what Keanu Reeves spoke about it.
Mm.
He was up on stage doing his old like presentation again. He hates talking in front of crowds. I swear to God.
Oh, well, I should mind you. The John Wick exists in the Santa Claus universe.
Fucker! From the
So
new episode.
yeah, there's a sequence that
I
happens,
gotta watch maybe after
and
this.
yeah. The only thing I'll say is Scott, which is Santa Claus, says to Mrs. Claus, he goes, "Okay, calm down, Mrs. John Wick."
That could mean anything though.
But like that, but
he
I'm saying though,
he
but like
acknowledged it.
the move that, but you gotta think about it. Santa Claus. So think about this. In this universe, Santa Claus, on his time off, has sat down and watched the John Wick movies.
Or John Wick is in there and he's delivered to John Wick.
So you got to think of like an Inception movie sequence that they've either watched the movie or that character exists in the universe.
That's a lot of stuff though, because a lot of things reference John Wick now.
Mm. But the fact that he like specifically
That's
named it,
crazy.
like specifically said
Mm.
Miss John Wick, like I was like, that's hilarious. Like I
It's
was
either
like,
that or Die Hard.
yeah.
People just keep like referencing in movies and TV shows.
But I love when things do that because it's like, oh my god, these movies exist in this character's universe, or that means this character has watched this thing if they make reference to that. It's just like you have this very peaceful character, and that's why I always love in movies with these kind of Easter eggs, is like, or references. You have these very peaceful characters, but then they'll make reference to something that's like very opposite to the character, like, and you don't think about it at first, and you're like, wait, that means that character has therefore seen
I
and
think
acknowledged
Santa has
that.
time off, remember?
I know that's what confuses me. How would he know who John Wick is?
Because he would have delivered to him.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't because he's an adult.
No, Santa still delivers to everyone, doesn't he?
Only if they believe. I don't think John Wick believes in Santa.
Well,
don't think
apparently
he
Santa
believes
knows
in
if he's
anything.
good or he's naughty or nice. So
He's on the fucking naughty list for sure. He's a fucking murderer. Really? Like he's literally a
he's
contract
the
killer.
boogeyman. Maybe he's one of the ancients, like the Easter Bunny, and he's the boogeyman.
He's like, Saint Nick? John Wick? Hi, Santa.
I don't know, but it's always funny when just these little things like they make
Because that's the last episode, isn't it, for a while? God dang it.
season.
Till season 2.
Most likely do another. Well, it does wrap up, but
Yeah, we've got Calvin till Santa, like,
hmm.
of course.
But like it's like most things, like they wrap up, but they always leave that little bit
I
open
hope they
where they
kicked
could
that
do
dude out of there. That dude fucked up everything.
Yeah, he
Jason, I
fucks
think his
up
name was.
whatever. Yeah, I can't even remember that
Christmas
character's
every
name.
day. What?
It's like
All the elves start vanishing. Like,
but definitely that's one thing I recommend. Technically, I feel like it should have been a movie. I would rather have had that as a whole connection, like all together as one film.
oh, 2 hour movie.
But I'm definitely going to
roughly.
sit down and because I had to watch it every week. I think I'm actually going to sit down and watch it again in a whole sprint, so I can watch the whole thing.
It's
in one
only
play.
what 20, 30, 40. It's about 2 hours. A little bit more.
30 minutes each episode, 6 episodes.
20.
Well, yeah, if you take out the credits
20?
and intro and credits, it's like 25.
About 20, 21 minutes, I think. This makes sense.
35, but you got the credits in there as well. I think it was. So. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind sitting down now that it's all out and actually watch it in its full. Because it was so good. I enjoyed it, but it was always like
You have to watch the Santa Claus in that first.
Because they'd see the
Because
references.
I'll watch the Santa Claus again and fuck, that's still good.
Well, actually, looking at it, like
It
when I
looks
was
better
going
than the
through,
Santa
when you look at
Clauses.
the makeup and he looks like the same. Like the makeup and cosmetics they still have, they have the right age still. Where he looks like he hasn't aged when he's Santa. He still looks the exact
Except
same
when he went to the
plumpiness.
normal world.
Yeah. It's only when he goes back to normal
He's
that
like,
he looks
holy
old.
fuck, I got old.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. I'm like, I kind of do want to go back.
The kids just like fucking horrified that they
But
saw
I do
it.
like to
Like, who the
acknowledge how
fuck?
much they like to reference the movies though, like characters and stuff. They do
Will
bring
they?
back a
Will
lot of the
they?
old characters.
Will they have to?
So go back to some of the original
Yeah, especially
actors.
what's his name? Got his name. Bernard.
Bernard, yeah.
He looks way different though.
Yeah, they made reference to that too because he
He got chonky all of a sudden.
You've seen-
Well,
you've
he's
watched-
he's a lot older now.
you've seen that episode, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, where Bernard just turns up because
Yeah.
it's gone to hell. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen the last one though.
Well, he says
this week.
in that episode though, he did say that he married a human and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he got the.
So that's why he
Human life
started
now.
aging. And
But he's still an elf.
That's where they made the whole quotation of him aging because he'd been living in the human world, and he got older because he was.
But
in the
also,
world.
Scott Calvin was not living in the thing and got older.
Yeah. So it's just
Santa
their
did age.
It's just their. So if he stays as
Well,
Santa,
because
he
he's a
doesn't age.
human Santa.
But I guess if he stays as Santa, he wouldn't age any further to a certain point. But
I
if he
think
turns
he
back,
still died because he's still human.
I think
like,
well, more or less if he turns back, he would catch up.
don't
to that.
forget,
So,
he's still aged.
yeah,
Like 30 years, 20 years.
that's what I'm saying. Though. So if he was like
'cause
imagine being like,
he's not immortal.
I'm gonna come out of Santa, and he's like, oh, I'm really old, I'm gonna die. It's like, just put on the coat, And he's like, I'm Santa again. He's like, hey, look good, let's get to Christmas. So, like,
It doesn't work like that though.
No,
That's
but, like,
why his son's the next Santa.
Yeah.
Well, technically the next Santa.
But no, that'd be kind
Because
of funny.
they still age the same. It's just he didn't have a he didn't shave his beard for all that time that no one knew he was that old. Yeah.
Well, the weight too, because he puts on the weights, the face plumps up, looks
Oh,
not as
right,
wrinkly
yeah.
and anything like that. So, and it's different. And have you noticed like the Santa grey is different to the normal grey hair? So it's funny as well.
Yeah, 'cause Santa's white, like white. People don't do that. I mean, some people do, but
I'm gonna do that. Maybe start tomorrow. Watch Santa Claus and the ones.
I think they're gonna dye your beard white and your hair white.
Oh, I might do that as well. Go with a new look. But like, why is that old man young?
You have to cut your hair though to be Santa.
No, he has long hair.
A bit shorter than that,
Mm.
but then you grow a longer beard.
That's the only difference.
Take you a little bit.
Just
to get
cut the bits of my
ready,
hair and
ready,
glue it
ready
to my
by
beard.
Christmas.
Maybe.
People think you're going crazy. Remember the
Crazy.
Santa Claus movie? He got fat. He put the beard in the hair just like that. People thought
Yeah.
he was crazy. I was like, how can you not say who can humanly do that?
Yeah.
Like
How's he going crazy?
how did no one believe it though? That's the thing. Like he said he's Santa. He looks fucking like Santa.
I know.
And then and then you got whatever the husband is of his ex-wife is just like, call me. You need some help. It's like, and then at the end it's just like, Santa.
Yeah. I know.
It's like, no. I was like, how can you not tell?
And I need to watch those again. The only one I never really liked was the third one. It just went weird.
It just went weird.
Just the Jack Frost thing and the whole. I know, it just was weird. It felt a bit. I always like because the first two were done really well, and the third one just felt it was a bit tacky. Like it was a bit too forced. Like it's okay to watch still, but it just felt like they were forcing a lot of the stuff to a bit too predictable. I guess
Yeah, Jack Frost makes sense.
makes sense, but just like the whole film just felt very forced and too predictable. Like it was how it was forced. Like they'll.
That's what they are, really. Like all their movies are predictable. Like
I know the other
even this
characters
TV
like
show, I knew that he's gonna be Santa still. Like
yeah.
it is predictable. Like things are gonna go shit. You're gonna go back. Like I just didn't expect Christmas every day.
Yeah, Christmas every day.
I mean, it's a good idea, but don't call it Christmas.
Gifts every day.
Just have the same drone system, but not call it Christmas.
It's just Amazon.
Still have Christmas.
It's literally just
but-
Amazon. I think they're making a stab at Amazon.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing.
But like Amazon wasn't that fast. But
Amazon need to do
because
drones like that. Like just like the lady who ordered a sweater. Like it was there and instantly. It's like from a portal out of the sky. It's like that's
I
cool.
like how people
Emma,
just seeing all these drones fly around,
Elon
but
got to do that.
they didn't like. I just like how no one seemed to acknowledge where the drones were coming from. They're like, ah, it makes sense. It's just coming. Like they're just coming and dropping stuff off.
Their
Like
drones are silent
like, and they just
compared to
fly away
yours.
and disappear.
Nah, what is that?
But anyway, you got anything else?
um, the Horizon devs, what are they called? Guerrilla Games.
Mhm.
I saw they revealed a multiplayer Horizon like Monster Hunter. That's actually real.
Yep.
They sort of confirmed it. So I was like,
The multiplayer game set in the
and
universe.
people complain that they're doing another one.
Actually,
I was looking on Twitter. I'm like, they wanted multiplayer games. They're getting a Monster Hunter fucking Horizon game, and they're like, eh.
yeah, no, people have been. Well, that's weird how you get that. I've been looking at comments, people going, when are we getting a third game? When are we getting a third game?
Yeah, people want a third. People want like just. But also, I kind of want
I like a set
They
in the
they
universe.
they did Killzone, didn't they? Yeah, Gorilla did. I kind of want another Killzone.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
do Horizon, do a Killzone, then maybe Horizon 3.
Killzone would be
Like
nice. Like, why can't we have another
a
Killzone?
multiplayer Killzone again. Like
Right.
you got the campaign, and you got your multiplayer. Because that Killzone 3 was sick with the multiplayer for that. The
Never
people
played the
against the
multiplayer.
Hellgast.
Never played that. But I could play the
It's fucking
campaign.
good.
Never played the multiplayer.
You never played it. It
Never
was
played the
more.
multiplayer.
It was dark.
Because most of the time with that, I never had like my PS3, PS3, PS, it was
PS.
PS3.
You say PS Story?
PS caught like connected to the internet,
Oh yeah.
so,
You can still do it though with bots, I think.
so I never really played a lot of that
Maybe, I
stuff.
don't know. Yeah, I think you can still play it. I don't think the servers are up, which is sad. Gorilla, put the servers back up, please. The game was sick, same as SOCOM. There's
Soccer,
apparently someone bringing that back, so we need more shooters, not just COD. Like I was playing Medal of Honor earlier. Where's Medal of Honor? That should come back.
I know some things should come back.
Medal of Honor was a good fucking game alongside COD and Battlefield. Like, it was the same thing still. But what?
And Xbox, Microsoft thing buys fucking Activision, that goes through. They're like, "Oh, we've got Call of Duty exclusive." Next minute, Sony's like, "Oh, we got EA Medal of Honor exclusive."
EA Battlefield exclusive.
Yeah.
Battlefield is better than COD. That's just they messed up.
That's what I mean. They're going on and carrying on like, "Oh, Call of Duty's like there is still another war game exists. Battlefield, like that's still multiplat. Like,
Yeah,
bruh.
but COD makes PlayStation a lot of money. That sold more there than Xbox and that. Like, it's crazy.
But like, if whatever happens, happens. People don't care if they go. They're not like, oh, we're gonna jump ship. They're like, okay, if it becomes exclusive,
I
cool.
don't think they'll jump ship. It's
No.
just they'll go to Battlefield or
That's what I'm
like,
saying though. That's
or
exactly my
a
point.
new Killzone, SOCOM, whatever,
That's what I
Resistance
said.
even.
Like they'll sell it, people will buy it. But if they stop selling, people are like, okay, and
Insomniac, they would have
Sucks,
to have a
but-
Resistance happening.
Hmm.
I think there's a remaster from the trilogy coming, maybe, or remakes of one of the
There's a lot of that
games,
shit happening from the sounds of it.
which would be amazing because Resistance was a fucking wicked game.
Mm.
The Halo killer,
Anyway.
which it did do things better. It just only had 3 games. Such a good story, man. Fucking Nathan Cole gets infected and he plays an infected dude for the where's all these stories now?
Right? Like people
Like
forget.
literally, you
People
killed
forget.
the person you played as the last game. You just fucking murder
That's what
him.
gets me. That's what gets me. It's like people forget actually how many exclusive titles Sony has had and how banger they've been. Like they have not disappointed.
And they haven't brought him back yet.
No, it's like, yeah, okay, Xbox has had stuff. Like, okay, yeah, Xbox has had exclusives. They
They've
were
only just had
good.
Halo as a
but, like,
shooter and Gears.
This is what always got me, because I've always been mainly like I have played PlayStation, PS3, and through stuff, and I've been big with Xbox. Yeah, Xbox has had exclusives, but they've never. Halo's been the only one that I've been like, oh my god, with the franchise. But like, they've never been as good as PlayStation. PlayStation has
Ooh.
always had really good exclusives, like their Silent Hills, Resident Evil, because they were all on PlayStation. That's where they started. You know, you had, but then you more exclusives like your friggin'
Medieval, fucking
Medieval was there, like, but then you had later on for PS3, you had the Infamous, you had frickin' Resistance, you had bloody like say
Killzone,
Killzone, like, and then you've had like your Ratchet and
Sly Cooper,
Clanks, Sly Cooper, like they've all been really good
Metal Gear
games.
Solid.
Metal Gear Solid, like
There's
all
too
these,
many to list,
a lot of
really.
these games started with PlayStation, so a lot of these
Did you
games that
see
everyone
there
else
could
has
be a
now.
All-Star Battle Royale 2?
Ooh,
They're thinking of making another one. I was like, finally?
that'd be cool.
They can put in like new IP, like
The newer
Aloy
stuff,
and like
yeah.
everyone. I looked at a video last night. I'll send it to you after this, but it was like a PlayStation All Stars from like Rooster Teeth or something.
Oh god.
It was pretty fucking. They used the like Kratos toy, the Nathan Drake
Yeah.
toys, and like put the fake mouths on them.
Oh god, that's funny.
It was so good. They're like, we got beat by Burlap Sack. Fucking Sack Boy just walks up and they're like,
Uh, But that's what I mean. They're like people will be like, it's like, but at the end of the day,
also Twisted Metal. They had that for a long time.
that's what I'm saying. Like, people can try and
Sackboy.
defend Xbox all they want. Yeah, okay, maybe if you look at the mods, but if you go back in time and look at what they've done, we wouldn't be anywhere without PlayStation. Xbox
Oh
wouldn't have
no,
thought about being what they were going to be if it wasn't for
because
PlayStation.
Nintendo are just a one-trick pony.
Hmm.
Just Mario and Zelda
Like, people got to remember, people got to acknowledge
and Pokemon.
the history. We wouldn't have console gaming without PlayStation. Yeah, Nintendo was
No,
around,
because
Sega was there, but they
Nintendo
all
were
had their
doing
moments.
cartridges, which wouldn't have lasted.
Hmm. But
Like
PlayStation were like, you got to acknowledge where things started. And I'm
they had
sorry, but
3D gaming back
people
in the
just
nineties,
try and
like
act the way they do. It's like
Crash Bandicoot,
you would have none of these things. They would have none of these
Pandemonium,
games.
Hercules,
Look at half these games that are multiplayer games that people talk about. Yeah, you talk about all these games, but guess where they started? PlayStation.
Time Crisis.
Like,
What's that
yeah,
dinosaur one?
Turok. Dino
No,
Crisis.
the Dino Crisis. People
Yeah,
want that too now.
but that's what
That
I'm
game was a
saying.
dinosaur horror game.
People
Like
talk about a lot
fuck.
of these games that forget that are multiplayer games that started originally as a PlayStation exclusive,
Yeah,
and then they
like
became
Resident Evil.
multiplayer. Like,
5 and 6 were co-op
like
multiplayer. Like
that's why it always irks me. It's like acknowledge where things came from, acknowledge the history. People are just like, you don't know the history. Then if you're not going to
they're
acknowledge the
sitting on
past,
so many IPs. They could literally flood the market with just with an IP.
yep, that's the thing.
You,
There's
just think
so
if
many
they
IPs that are exclusive to PlayStation that releasing any one of those would literally shut down Xbox.
well,
Well, not shut it
not
down,
one,
but
but
like
give them back maybe
dirty them. You
because
know.
just bring back a couple like Slice will be coming back, Resistance, Kills, any of those. Like have
Mm.
a couple of those a year. Oh,
They would easily
just think a lot of
piss
them
shit all
companies
over
are
them.
still there. Those were Gorilla. They made like Infamous and Insomniac made like Ratchet and Clank, which are still getting new games, but like a lot of their like companies are still there from the 90s, early
It's up to
2000s.
the companies. It's up to them if they want to make
Sly
it or not.
Cooper was Sucker
But
Punch, who made Ghost of
I
Tsushima.
said all these studios are still around. Exactly, they're all still around, but they want to make new things. That's the only downside is they want to make new
Yeah, Ghost
stuff.
of Tsushima. That's a new IP that they just pulled out of
Mm.
nowhere.
So if you look at all these IPs that
Death
these
Stranding.
they're saying exactly. You look at all these companies that have been there making all these things. Look at their history record. They've got a massive receipt line of. That's why they've always been with
I want
Sony.
to see how many IPs they actually have.
Yeah, look at these companies. We're going to do this now. We're going over the timeline. We're crossing the time limit. We're going a little bit longer this episode. Thank you if you've been sticking
How
by
many
this long.
IPs do PlayStation have to get a connection? What the fuck?
Oh, are you talking about IP, like IP address?
What the fuck did it put that there though?
Intellectual properties.
Yeah, why would it?
But look up the studios, like, because cause they're with Gorilla, there is Insomniac,
Yeah, I mean, hang on.
there's Santa Monica.
There's a lot. Like, just think, Microsoft going to have like 30
You gotta think
studios
about it.
and
You think
they've
about it.
got 2 games.
There's like, what, 5, 6 exclusive studios, isn't it? 5 or 6, 4 or 5?
No, there's more than that.
So you got Gorilla, Insomniac, Santa Monica, What else was there?
You got Polyphony. Okay, you got Bend,
Yep.
Bluepoint, Fabric, Firesprite, Gorilla, Haven, Housemark. All these are new as well
Some of the new
now.
ones, yeah.
Insomniac, London Studio, Media Molecule, Naughty Dog, Nixus, Pixel Opus,
Yeah, Naughty Dog.
Polyphony, San Diego, San Mateo, Santa Monica, Savage Game Studios. That's in Berlin. Sucker Punch, Team Asobi, Valkyrie, and XDev.
Hmm.
That's 4,000 employees at Sony.
But you think about all those studios, some of those there have made like a lot of IPs because they've made like a whole bunch of different games that people don't
Siphon
realize the amount.
Filter,
Hmm.
Uncharted. Like, there's so many IPs.
Well, technically, if you look at back then, okay, Crash Bandicoot is owned by Activision now,
Horizon,
but like
Super Stardust,
Naughty
Resogun,
Dog made Crash Bandicoot. We wouldn't have Crash Bandicoot without Naughty Dog. And look what Naughty Dog have done now.
and
They've now done,
and Insomniac made Spyro.
yeah, like the shit they've done. Like I'm trying to see if I can
It'll
find.
be Jack and Daxter, The
There's
Last
so
of Us.
many,
So many IPs like still listed off.
so many
Concrete
IPs
Genie,
that Sony still holds that they could be.
MLB, Gran Turismo, fucking God of War, Astrobot, The Playroom, Astro's Playroom, Detroit Become Human, Until Dawn. Like fuck, there's so many. I can only name some. Oh, hang on. These are former studios. Big studios. Evolution, Gorilla Cambridge, Incognito Entertainment. Incognito. It looks like Insomniac. Japan studio. They have Team Asobi now.
I hate Snapchat sometimes. I tried doing something and said someone.
But it's just crazy to think that they were acquired then 2005. Gorilla. Damn.
Hmm.
That's what the first Killzone, PS2. Just these are in 2010. They had Media Molecule. They did Little Big Planet and Dreams. 2001 was MLB developers, mobile game developer. Like Sucker Punch, they got founded. Sucker Punch got founded in 1997 and finally acquired in 2011.
Ah,
That was just like Cooper and that, and
yeah.
Infamous. They got finally bought after a couple of Infamous came out. It's funny like Bluepoint founded 2006. Oh, there's another thing. Shadow of Colossus, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, new IPs. Like me, I I don't want to try and count them. And all I can think of Xbox is Halo, Gears, and Forza.
That have been still existing. I mean, you go back, you go Project Gotham Racing, but they literally shut
That was
that
on.
down.
Yeah,
Like they literally scrapped that IP. Like they didn't just like some of these put these on the back burner. They literally scrapped that completely. And then you've got like Blinks. You've got fucking
whatever happened to Blink? So that's gone too.
yeah. Like there's all these IPs that they kind of some stuff got shut down. But those studios, where are those studios? What are those studios doing nowadays? Like
Let me have a look. See if they
because
still got them.
I think it was a lot of those were Microsoft Studios though. Microsoft Studios doesn't exist anymore. Like as a developing company, they're all producing company
Microsoft Game Studios. Here we go.
their own
Fuck,
unique,
I want the Wikipedia.
like their own independent game developing studios don't exist anymore. Like
Okay, they have 343, the Coalition, Compulsion, Double Fine is now Xbox, which they did make Psychonauts 2 on PlayStation, which is weird. The Initiative, In Exile, Mojang,
okay, so
Ninja
it was
Theory,
Artoon. Artoon
Obsidian.
developed Blinks,
They're not there, I don't think.
and I
You
think
got Rare, Playground, Turn 10, Undead Labs, World's Edge, and publishing Bethesda, Alpha Dog, Arcane, Bethesda, id, Machine Games, Roundhouse, Tango, and ZeniMax. So all Bethesda, all ZeniMax. Yeah.
yeah, defunct 2010 for Artoon.
Yep.
Absorbed into AQ Interactive parent company. It was Japan. They did that. They got shut down.
Double Fine made Brutal Legend.
Yeah.
The Psychonauts people. Okay.
Double fan.
I actually bought that recently for like $9.
Like
Brutal Legend on PS3.
these companies that made these games, they all got like shut down. Like that's the thing, they went defunct. But yet these companies that did the PlayStation stuff still exist. Like okay,
Ninja
like Brute
Theory
Force.
made Hellblade.
Brute Force on the Xbox was an exclusive. Um, that was defunct in 2006.
I mean, Xbox have State of Decay.
Yeah, but that's new. Who did that?
Not really. Like the original State of Decay,
Yeah,
Undead Labs. That was like
yeah, but that was on
2009.
the 360.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are no original Xbox developers, I don't think,
No,
there
I was saying
anymore.
anything from the original Xbox era, which was like the PS2, which again, these are studios for PlayStation that was back in the PS1. They're still around making games,
Yeah, Insomniac,
but
Naughty Dog,
a
fucking.
lot of these studios that made Xbox exclusive games back on the original Xbox, they're defunct. They no longer exist. That's the difference. So some of these IPs can't come back because the studios are dead.
Unless Microsoft owned them, like they do Halo.
Yeah. But again, then that's other studios. But that's the difference. See, this is the difference though.
That's like Sony, though. They have the IPs, but they've actually got them to use.
But they still got the studios that made them.
Like how they redid Demon Souls and
Like
that,
here's
because
my
that's their IP,
this
not
hands just like this
FromSoft's.
hands PlayStation, this hands so this hands PlayStation, this hands Xbox. You've got games, okay? Studio shut down. Not studio. So GameStop making, same GameStop making. You've got like okay, you kind of there. The GameStop being developed. Here they go. Oh, the GameStop being developed. The company shut down. That hand's gone now. Well, the companies are still there, but we've still got the games on hold. They
There
can
are
bring them
plenty of
back,
games that I
but
just can't remember that PlayStation have.
like
What's that?
Xbox, that's the problem. All these things that they invested in, it's just gone. Xbox got nothing. That's why they're trying to buy all these things to get some kind of footing.
It's a bit late for that
Like they're
because
fucked.
FTC do not like it.
And people always ignore it. But the one
What
thing
they
that
should have
my
done
brain
is bought
remembers,
things from Activision.
yeah, partnered with them, partnered with them.
Bought certain, no, just bought certain studios from them or
That's what I mean.
something like. Because you can't buy the whole thing. Like the FTC do not want that to happen.
It's the last thing it's the only thing they can buy. Literally, if they buy that, they
Yeah.
can't buy anything else.
Well, they can, but it's going to be way smaller.
It has to be well, even
Like a
it's very
Bungie or something like what Sony did. Like
not
they
even
bought
that.
Bungie.
It's there's literally no one that they can
They
afford
got
to buy.
Bungie like for two
Well,
billion.
they still
Like
have the
that's
money.
crazy.
They still have the money, but they literally can't buy after this. They're not
They're
able to
literally
buy.
buying games.
They're literally not able to buy anyone else because they can't because they have too many under their belt.
I mean, Activision only want to be bought to get rid of what's his name at the fucking head.
Mm. But if they
To
bought
get rid of
this, they're basically
the
on the
sexist
borderline. They
fucking.
literally buying Activision is literally Microsoft being on the borderline of being a monopoly. Like that's
Yeah,
the issue. That's
because
the biggest
if
problem.
because hey, they've already got Bethesda.
Yeah. Which
I mean,
own
Activision.
which
That's
is
another like
ZeniMax.
give them the 30 fucking studios.
Mm.
Like we can't count what are they called, the other publisher fucking from Europe who have like 50 studios because that's still multi-platform. Like
Yeah. And they're small
they're
companies.
releasing everywhere still.
And they're not massive companies. They're all small, nice little small chunks.
Oh,
Activision
the
is
one who owns like every fucking
yeah,
thing
yeah.
in gaming.
The
The one in Europe.
the E something N whatever it was called. Yeah, they're like their
Yeah.
studio. Like, but they're saying the studios that they own aren't big like companies.
Well, of course they are. Now they got some fucking Square Enix. They got Crystal Dynamics and everything now.
Yeah, that's the biggest chunk they've got. That's the biggest thing they have. But like I'm saying, with what Xbox has got, they've got Bethesda, big chunk. They're trying to buy Activision Blizzard. That's even bigger chunk. Like they're taking big portions for these. But that's what
Yeah.
that guy they've done. It's like okay, here's Square Enix. Here's like a nice handful, and it's like here's these nice little snacks. So that makes up more.
Also, they said they'd keep Bethesda stuff multiplat. They haven't.
And
That's what the FTC are going back on this on because they said
Yep.
they'd keep it multiplat. Then they went back on it.
and that was the biggest red flag.
Who's
And
to
that's
say
why
they wouldn't do it
now,
again?
that's why they were giving out those 10-year contracts because then therefore they can agree to it, and then once the 10 years up, pull the plug
Okay.
because then therefore they're being more upfront with that whole thing with Bethesda.
It's
They went
literally
upfront.
Xbox trying to be greedy, or not greedy, but like Well,
Because they
greedy in a
promised.
sense.
They literally stated that it was going to be a multi-plat game, and then they're like, "No, we're not going to do the multi-plat now."
Even Todd Howard said,
And that was
and then
after they were bought. That was after they bought. They promised before being bought. Even talks about being bought. They're going, "These games are going to be multi-plat." They
I
get
reckon
bought
Todd
up.
Howard's probably pissed at that though.
They got bought up by Xbox, and then like all this partnership stuff, and then they're like, "Oh," they announced it afterwards, not announcing before being
Because
bought.
it is Microsoft call to not make it multiplat.
Mm-hmm.
But I reckon Todd Howard's probably thinking this deal's shitty. Like they're losing over half of
We've
the
talked about it many
industry.
times, but I mean, it's getting to the point where it's just like,
It's
yeah.
like I actually wouldn't. What Microsoft have gone out of the game business for fucking ages.
It's become a consumer. It's more of a, not consumer. Everything's about consumer. It's just being different in the way that they're basing upon the streaming service being, you know. I mean, you still download, but like it's the fact that their main focus is being like a video game Netflix. Like that's what they're basing. Like Xbox is trying to become a video game Netflix.
You're seeing their game sales. No, not they're not. They're not there.
Yeah.
People, I've seen someone they did some research on it, and it's very, very low.
I'm not gonna. I'm not. I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna be surprised that we're gonna start seeing like these microtransactions start coming back into games because games are being pushed on Game Pass, and they can be developed with games being given loot boxes, and because people go, oh, we're being, you know, this is great, but then if you look to the game, this is a game that's being sold still, and this is the worst problem people won't see is, oh, it's on Game Pass, it's fine, but you could go buy the physical copy of that game for $70. You're buying a $70 game that
they're
has
getting the price
in
increase.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, though. You'll get this system.
And so it's Game Pass.
You'll get this game system. That's what I'm saying. You'll get this whole mind confused system where, like, oh, it's on Game Pass, but you can still buy. Like, they'll still release physical copies in stores. Upcreased price, okay, $80. Let's just say that. That's what it's going to be. You know, but it's mainly sells on Game Pass because that's what people are getting. Oh, we'll slip microtransactions there because we'll make the extra money back from that. We'll have microtransactions. Oh, but then if you actually take that system concept out of that idea, you're selling an $80 game with microtransactions. Like, that's fucked. And that's what they've done with Halo. Halo is literally that. They took out the co-op, they took out the multiplayer, the main thing of that game. If they made a battle royale, I can understand that being free, like what Warzone's done. Like, but they literally took the multiplayer out of the game. That was always one key component of the game. Took it out of it.
The game still cost you full fucking price.
And then and the game still cost you full price. And then they took
for a half-baked story.
They've literally done that.
When you think about it,
the thing that I've been talking about that I'm scared they're going to do. They've literally done that already with Halo. I think there was them testing the waters to see if they could do that. So if it was going to go well, they would see more games being released on Game Pass. You would have to buy the campaign. You're getting half-assed content given out for free. Like I paid.
That's why I'm hoping Gears does not. They don't have anything to do with Gears.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I bought Halo because I need it for my collection because I love Halo. What the fuck was that vibrating? My controller vibrated.
Because Gears still ships with the multiplayer and the story on the fucking disc.
Yeah.
Like, you're paying for the whole experience. There's no free multiplayer. Like, you buy the game, you play multiplayer. Or you Game Pass.
That's what I mean. Like, and that's what got me. It's like, I literally didn't need to buy Halo as a collector's physical edition because the campaign was on Game Pass and then the multiplayer was free either way without Game Pass or anything. Like, it was just literally free to play. Like, I didn't need
pissed
to buy
that people are selling that steelbook for like $100 when the steelbook's only $10.
Yeah. Like,
look, just a steelbook. They're not selling the game with it. It's just a steelbook. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And they're like $100. I'm like, nah, fuck you.
You better be coming with everything for $100. Like, anyway.
Yeah, better have the disc with it. Like, fuck.
Anyway, we're going on near 2 hours here. I think we're going to wrap it up.
But I'm keen for, like, I want Gear 6.
Wrap this episode up.
That's like the only thing I want from Xbox now. Fuck your Starfield.
Yeah, fuck it. Anyway.
I mean, Redfall looks good. But before I keep going,
we're having a ring.
Thank you for joining us on episode 51. My pen just went onto the floor.
God.
As always, thank you for listening, watching, whatever it is. And as always, we've been Dale and Jim. And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.